journey, di ba sabi nila, marriage is like a journey. Life is like a journey. So it's the same with marriage. You are entering the next chapter of your life, which is married life, and that's another journey. And for every journey, babiyahe ba kayo ng walang GPS? Babiyahe ba kayo ng walang plano? Aalis ba kayo sa inyong destination without any plans, without checking kung saan kayo dadaan, saan kayo pupunta? Hindi naman kayo siguro aalis lang ng bahay without any purpose, no? Road trip lang, road trip. Okay? Kaya pag sinabing road trip, it's like you will be experimenting. Ano man yung madaanan ninyo, ano man yung makita nyo along the way, you can waste your time, you can waste your gas sa biyahe. At hindi nyo alam what lies ahead. Baka doon sa pupuntahan nyo, meron palang sunog. Baka doon sa pupuntahan ninyo, meron palang gulo. No? Meron palang shootout na nangyayari. No? Bigla kayo maiipit. So, that's the result of traveling in life without any purpose, without any plans. Okay? So, we have learned a while ago the importance of knowing the design of a product. A male and a female, they are both products of God, of the Creator. And for every male, merong sariling implant yan, merong sariling characteristics or functions sa bawat male. Kahit anong lahi ka pa, kahit anong citizenship ka pa, black or white ka man, Asian ka man, the moment na nag-asawa, the marriage laws or the relationship laws will kick in. Ganon din sa female. May sarili silang characteristics na common to all of them. May sarili silang features na when you push the button, they all function in the same way, in the same manner. Meron silang sariling characteristics, which is different from the man. Kaya nga ang description ng tao sa male and female, opposite sex, di ba? That's how the world described the male and the female, opposite sex. At yung materials nila, the functions that they can do is the only material that can produce another product. The male and the male who has the same features cannot produce a product. The female and another female, when they unite, they cannot produce a product. Even marriage, walang ganon, okay? Gawa na ng tao yan. When a particular country issued a law that legalizing the same-sex marriage, that country is like creating a tradition, creating a culture that will go on for the next generation. So tandaan niyo kapag may isang policy or rule or batas na ginawa ang tao na hindi naka-align sa manufacturer's design, it has consequences. It has serious consequences. Okay? Because it's not aligned to the design of the product. Kaya nga sa Pilipinas, dahil dominantly we are a Christian country, the same-sex marriage is not allowed. Logically speaking, how they can procreate, di ba? The parts ain't working. How they can procreate? Both of their parts will not work, will not produce anything. So when a male and female, join together, they create a blood covenant. It then creates an institution called marriage, where the byproduct will be family and the children, and you create a community. Now, question is, are they both the same, the male and the female? Although they differ in characteristics, they differ in functions, and they have their respective purposes, they are both powerful in the mind of the Creator, in the design of the Creator. They are both powerful. They can also dominate. The woman can dominate in an organization. The woman can lead a country. And they are also powerful. The women are also powerful. It can destroy a man's life. Okay? Kahit walang ginagawa yan. A man's life can be destroyed by just a single woman. So be careful, husbands, grooms. Do not think that your wife is weak. Do not think that your wife can only do something, has a limited function. Do not think like that, because God created the female to be powerful also. Just like you. Kung anong feeling mo, powerful man ang feeling mo, so you also have this feeling to be to be a dominator. They can also dominate a man. Now, in relationship, in marriage, the functions sometimes nagkakaproblema, nagmamalfunction ang bawat isa when they try to dominate each other. Pero sino lang ba yung inatasan ng Diyos na supposed to be mag-dominate sa family? It is the man. Mamaya makikita niya kung saan yung basis. It is the man that was tasked by God to have dominion over the earth's resources, over your own kingdom, over your own territory. Only the male. So when you get married, magkakaroon ka ng queen. There is no instructions to you, to the man. God did not instruct Adam to dominate the woman. There is no biblical reference for that. Sino ang inutusan ng Diyos na magdo-dominate sa kanya? God told Eve, sinabihan niya yung babae, He will rule over you. Nag-asawa ka, ito ang mangyayari sa inyo. Because you violated my commandment, my instructions not to eat the fruit located in the middle of the garden. Dahil nag-asawa ka, He will rule over you. God told that to the woman, not to the man. Kaya the relationship malfunctions when the woman is dominating the man. Kapag sinasabi ng babae sa lalaki kung ano ang gagawin niya sa buhay niya, the man feels this is not good. Di ba? Hindi pumapayag yung mga lalaki magpadikta sa babae, magpa-dominate sa relationship. Inaayawan ng mga lalaki yan. Bakit? Because it's the natural feeling embedded or implanted in his being. Kaya the man malfunctions when the woman dominates the man. Now, it is natural for the woman to feel, to expect the man to get guidance from the man, to get direction from the man the moment na nag-asawa. The woman feels that. Kaya nga, napufrustrate ang mga wives kapag wala siyang makuhang direction from the husband. Napufrustrate ang mga babaeng asawa, kapag yung husband hindi na nangarap. Natigil sa pag-achieve ng kanyang vision. naging satisfied na lang kung anong meron siya. Kung ano yung sinasahod niya, satisfied na siya. Kung ano yung posisyon niya sa kumpanya, satisfied na siya. Magiging empleyado na lang ako forever. Kasi syempre, if the company is owned by another person, sila yung yayaman, hindi kayo. That's why, psychologically speaking, may mga matatanda ng senior citizen na nagtatrabaho pa, na ang tanging maririnig mo lagi sa kanila ay mga paninira sa kumpanya. Puro regret sa maririnig mo dyan. Hindi pinapakinggan ni boss yung mga suggestion ko eh. Hindi naman ako nakikita dito as valuable. Hindi ako pinopromote. Hindi naman ikaw yung presidente. If it's a family business, the children will take over. Ikaw, kung qualified ka at hindi qualified yung mga anak, then you have the opportunity to take over. Kung wise yung mga anak, pinalaking wise ng magulang, they will not allow other people to take over the business of their parents. Okay? So you must understand that you have this inborn or running in your genes desire to be a leader also. Leader in your home, leader in your business. And the man consistently feels that kapag hinahanap niya kung ano ba talaga yung purpose niya. Pero when the husband stops looking for that, the woman will malfunction. So is it required for every individual to get married? Wala namang pumilit siguro sa inyo. Di ba? Pumilit ba? Was your decision influenced by your parents? Oh, kailangan na namin ng apo. Meron ba sa inyong na-influence ng parents to get married? Wala naman siguro. Kung meron, sumagot ka ha. Baka may pumilit ha. Pwede ba maging masaya din kahit single? Yes or no?
Pwede po.
Pwede, di ba? Tanungin mo si Willie Rebillame eh. Saya-saya niya. At meron ding dating masaya nung mag-asawa, naging malungkot. Tanungin niyo si John Lloyd. Okay? So, pag hindi mo alam talaga ang principles ng pinapasok mong estado sa buhay, talagang masisira ang iyong buhay. And mahirap pulutin isa-isa, picking up the pieces, yung shattered life, shattered dreams. No? It's hard to pick that up piece by piece. Ang hirap ulibuin niya. So, it will give you stress. Again, stress hindi nakakatulong. Iba rin yung positive stress na binibigay sa atin kapag tayo masaya, di ba? Pero pag negative stress, that will give us sickness. That will definitely make us sick. Okay? So kung walang nagpresyo sa inyong magpakasal, even si Duterte hindi kayo pinilit magpakasal, wala tayong sisihan later on, no? Kapag nakita mo na parang ang hirap ng buhay. parang nagbago yata asawa ko. Bakit parang ang dami namin problema? Hindi kayo exempted. Tandaan ninyo ha. Hindi porke pinanganak kang mayaman, hindi mauubos yan. Yung yaman na pinamana sa'yo. Do not assume that you will enjoy everything that you have now. Do not assume that. Because pag nagmalaki ka sa Diyos, kapag sinabi mo na I acquired all of this because of my ability. That ability was given to you by God. So huwag tayong magmalaki sa Diyos because he can take that away anytime he wants. Susubukan ka talaga. So, the first human being on earth, is it the government? Is it the barangay? Is it the Senate, Congress, society? No. Adam is the first human being on earth. Adam was filled with everybody. Mapapansin ninyo, if you will recall, the woman was formed from the tadyang, no? Ano sa English ng tadyang? Galing sa katawan ng lalaki ang babae. Saan galing si Eve? From the dust. Bakit hindi sa dust kinuha si Eve? Samantalang doon niya kinuha si Adam. Bakit sa tadyang kinuha? Malalaman yung sagot mamaya as we go on. So, you cannot find Adam or Eve or how the earth was created in these books: biology, world history, science fiction, constitution, law books, medical books, psychology books. You cannot find Adam and Eve in these books. Even the philosophy books, you cannot find how the earth was created, how the human being was created. You cannot find that information from these books. Where can we find that? Here in the Bible, which we would like to call, for purposes of this presentation, is the manufacturer's manual, the creator's manual. So family is the first institution in the world. It's the very first in the history of mankind. Family came ahead before any government of man. Family ahead. These are the byproducts of the work of man. Human beings, product of whom? Product of God, of course, the creator. We were created in his own image, in his own likeness. So if you check the word image, the meaning of image, ano man yung nakikita na karakter, kakayahan, personality, ay nilipat sa atin. Ano man meron ng Diyos, nilipat sa atin. Of course, we cannot create mountains. We cannot create sea. No? Sa kanya yun. Huwag natin saklawan yun. Now, here's the account of the heavens and the earth. You can find this in every version of the Bible. Mapa New International Version, mapa King James Version, whatever version of the Bible you are reading, ito ang nakasulat. You cannot change this. Nobody can change this account. These are all written. Mga wordings lang siguro napapalitan. But the correct word, the exact word was used here for the generation to understand. Dahil the original Bible, from the very beginning, was not written in English. Okay? So I'd like every groom to read this. Siguro, can you see the text in your screen?
Yes.
Lahat ba kayo laptop ang gamit?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. So I would like to request every groom 2 verses, 3 verses na lang. Every groom, 3 verses. Continuously, tuloy-tuloy lang. Let's read it individually. Then we will discuss it line by line after you have all read this. Let's start with the first one in the screen. Clement, please start.
This is verse 4. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, when the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. Now no shrub had yet appeared on the earth, and no plant had yet sprung up. For the Lord God has not sent rain on the earth, and there was no one to work. There was no one to work the ground. But streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being.
Thank you, Clement. Next, please.
Salamat.
Ako po ba yun? Ah, okay.
Okay.
Now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east in Eden, and there he put the man he had formed. The Lord God made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for the food. In the middle of the garden were the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. A river watering the garden flowed from Eden. From there, it was separated into four headwaters. The name of the first is the Pishon. It winds through the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold.
Next naman, yung next.
Okay.
Ano ba? The gold of that land is good. Aromatic resin and onyx are also there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It winds through the entire land of Kosh. The name of the third river is Tigris. It runs along the east side of Ashur. And the fourth river is the Euphrates.
Next, please.
Ako na po. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, "You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat from it, you will certainly die."
Next, bro.
Una po, the Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Now the Lord God had formed one of the ground, all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them, and whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals.
Next, bro.
But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall sick. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib. He had taken out the man and he brought her to the man. The man said, This is now bone of my bones and the flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman."
Okay, thank you, grooms, for reading that. Isa-isayin natin ngayon. This is actually chapter 2 in the book of Genesis. Chapter 1 talks about how the earth was created, the mountains, the galaxy, everything, okay? And even the instructions to the human being. You will read that in Genesis chapter 1. In this chapter is the account of the interaction between God and man. What happened when God created the man after? So, dito yung sinasagot. Sa verse 7, the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground. Galing sa lupa, hiningahan ng Diyos. Nung maporma na niya yung tao, hininganit niya ito ng Diyos, and the man became a living being. At meron siyang tinanim na garden sa east. The Lord God had planted a garden in the east. Verse 8. At doon niya nilagay yung taong ginawa niya. Okay? Wala pa kayong mababasa ditong pangalan na Adam. Because Adam means man, the human being species himself. Man ang tawag, meaning dun sa Adam. Verse 9. The Lord God made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground. Ito na, lumalabas na yung mga puno na may mga bunga na pleasing to the eye, katakam-takam, and good for food. Sa middle ng garden na yan ay nandun yung tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Sa gitna daw ng garden na yan, na tinanim ng Diyos. ayon sa verse 8. Verse 10 to 14 talks about 4 rivers na kumpleto sa lahat ng bato, lahat ng uri ng bato, ginto, diamonds, everything was there na magagamit ng sangkatauhan, na magagamit ng human being for living. Everything. Even yung mga trees, di ba? Mga puno, may prutas, makakain niya. Ibig sabihin, everything was provided. Wala kang gagawin kundi kumain lang at alagaan. Di ba? In verse 15, inulit-uli, God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. This is the purpose why the man was placed in the Garden of Eden. What is the purpose? To work it and take care of it. Now, if you watch the homeworks, if you watch the video of Dr. Miles Monroe, the meaning of the word here is to become. That is having a vision. Ano ba yung vision na nakikita mo sa sarili mo na gusto mong maging? Okay? That's the meaning of the work. In Hebrew, that's erego. Vision, pangarap. And the garden should be taken care of also. Take care of it. When you are taking care of something, of course, hindi mo hahayaan na masira ito at hindi mo hahayaan na hindi mamunga. If you are taking care of the garden, of course, laging nakatrim, lagi mong binubungkal para lalagyan mo pa ng fertilizer para mamunga, ng matamis, ng masarap, everything. You will do everything to take care of your garden. Di ba? So yun ang instruction sa kanya ng Diyos. Andyan na, binigay ko na lahat sa'yo. You have the obligation to take care of it. Verse 16, he was given a commandment not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Everything you can eat except for one. The one that is located in the middle of the garden. For when you eat from it, you will certainly die. When you disobey my commandment, you will certainly die. As we go on to the story, when they violated the instructions of God, they did not die instantly. God is talking about being disconnected from His presence. Okay? Verse 18, it is not good for the man to be alone. Sa Tagalog, hindi yata good na nag-iisa ang human being na ito. I will make a helper suitable for him. Again, I will make a helper suitable for him. But the next verse tells us na hindi human being uli yung ginawa ng Diyos. It tells us that wild animals had been formed out of the ground. The birds in the sky, He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals. All the kinds of animals were made or formed out of the ground. So don't forget that. That was the helpers being mentioned by God after he declared that. No, I will make a helper suitable for him. What comes next are the animals, not the human beings. Again, but for Adam, still in verse 20, no suitable helper was found. Para daw kay Adam, ito na, lumabas na yung pangalang Adam. Nakita nyo? Napansin nyo? Prior to verse 20, he was called the man. But for Adam, ito na yung first time na lumabas yung pangalang Adam, no suitable helper was found. Lord, puro animals naman ito, hindi naman kami magkaintindihan. So let us all imagine the situation na wala siyang kasamang human being, isa lang, sarili lang niya. Nag-iisa siya. And naming all these animals will never take place in just one day. According to Bible scholars, napakahabang panahon ito na hinahanda ng Diyos si Adam for something na Diyos lamang nakakaalam. Pero remember, yung bilin, yung instructions, was given only to him, to Adam. So nung makita ni Adam, Lord, hindi kami magkaintindihan dito. Hindi ko to kauri. This is Adam talking. This is Adam telling God, these are not suitable for me. So in response, verse 21, Lord God caused the man to fall into deep sleep. While he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. So any one of you who studied medical, there is one rib missing from the rib of the man. Meron talaga. So hindi balance. Then verse 22, the Lord God made the woman from the rib. And from that rib, finorm ang woman. Not from the soil. Again, it's from the body of the man. He had taken out of the man. And he brought her to the man. If we take note of the word brought in Hebrew means paraded. God will never instruct you to get married. God will never assign or introduce to you a woman to make her your wife. Hindi gagawin ng Diyos yun to dictate upon you na mag-asawa ka. Hindi rin gagawin ng Diyos yun to tell you kung sino ang aasawahin mo. You will have to decide on that. Because the moment God pinakialaman niya yung freedom to choose natin, alam niya ang kanyang produkto, alam niya ang nature ng produkto niya, sisisihin natin siya. Lord, hindi ko naman plano mag-asawa pero pinilit mo akong mag-asawa. At hindi ko naman gusto tong maging asawa, pinilit mong asawahin ko siya. God will never do that. Di ba? He is very wise not to allow that to happen. So, brought means paraded. In our life, since God will not dictate upon us if we are getting married or who to marry, God will just parade. The woman, different woman will just be paraded in front of you. Then you decide. And you can always find that in your place of work, in your school, and you will someday feel that he was the one or that he was the one because this is the man deciding. Then in verse 23, you will notice the man said, Adam is declaring that this is now bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh, and she shall be called woman. The man naturally feels this way, na angkinin ang mapapangasawa. It's a natural feeling. This is man talking. This is Adam talking, not God. He is feeling naturally to own this thing because it came from his ribs. She came from his body. Now, here's the question. Why the woman was not formed from the dust of the ground? Who wants to guess? Bakit hindi sa lupa din ginawa si Adan? Bakit sa katawan ng lalaki? Who wants to guess? Magtatawag ako. Ernie, hindi ko pa nakakausap si Ernie. Sumula ka,
Hello
Ernie.
po.
Walaan mo nga, Ernie, bakit hindi sa lupa ginawa ang babae? Bakit sa katawan ni Adam kinuha?
No idea po.
No idea. Thank you,
Opo.
Ernie. Baka si
Opo.
Arturo may idea. Arturo, may idea ka ba? Gusto mong hulaan? Want to make a wild guess?
Hindi rin po ako sure pero baka kasi he meant for for Adam and Eve to be connected to each other for whatever reason.
Okay, pwede. At least malapit ng konti. You know, the most logical answer to this question, tingnan nyo to Look at this. Tayo mga lalaki, we are very confident to tell to the woman, baby, no? We call them babe. We are very confident to tell that to every lady na magustuhan natin. Hi babe, hi baby, how are you? Di ba? We call them baby. It's planted in our genes. Why? Because they are our baby. Galing yan sa katawan natin. Para daw maintindihan ng lahat ng lalaki na nag-aasawa, the moment na nag-asawa ka, the moment na pumili ka ng iyong magiging asawa, baby mo yan. That's your baby. Clement, Marites will be your baby now. Okay? And what do we do in a baby? Diba? We make sure that everything is there, is provided. We make sure that the baby will not get hungry or angry, even angry. Okay? we have to make sure that the baby is well fed. Diba? There's a supply of milk all the time. There's a supply of diaper all the time. That's how they feel being a baby. Clement, whatever citizenship, as long as it's a human being, as long as it's a female human being, they naturally feel that way, to be treated like a baby.
At saka, sir, also maybe we feel that the woman is our complement because she was taken from us.
Yes.
So as if she's fulfilling us. Without her, we miss something of ourselves. Kasi our rate, diba?
Yes. Okay. That's why. That's the design. So that automatically kicks in. That principle automatically kicks in. They are our babies. You will never feel that if you don't get married. Okay? Okay, Clement, thank you.
Yeah.
That's why this is the answer as to why every woman feels that whatever they own is their own. And whatever you own, husbands, is also theirs. That's why they have that feeling. And the more years of relationship, the more confident they call you daddy. The more confident they call us fathers or daddy. Diba? Napansin niyo yung mga matatanda? Women are more confident in telling daddy to the husband instead of baby. They don't feel that way, yung mga women. They don't feel na baby din tayo nila. Hindi. Baby damulag, yes. Pero yung babybihin tayo ng mga babae, hindi tayo babybihin ng mga babae, ha? Husbands, huwag kayong mag-expect ng ganun. They don't feel that way. Sila yung nararamdaman nila na dapat bebehin. That's why even when your wife is not talking to you, you have to know why. Because when the baby is not crying, the baby is not smiling, you also feel worried, di ba? Di ba, Arturo? Pag yung baby hindi kumikibo, kahit na hindi naman umiiyak, hindi rin tumatawa, di ba, nag-worry din tayo?
Opo.
Kaya pag walang kibo ang asawa mo, hindi nagsasalita yung wife mo, you have to ask her. Baka nagtatampo yan o meron kang nasabi na hindi niya nagustuhan. So we have this natural feeling to own the woman, which Adam felt from the beginning. This is now bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. You decided to get married, that's your own. That's a part of your body. Okay? That's why people are telling us you are one. You become one. And that's correct. You become one. Okay? So, when you are single, provided that you have a very responsible parents, you will have everything on the table. Diba? Magmula pagkabata, hindi natin problema ang pagkain, provided that we have responsible parents, ha? Paggising natin sa bahay, may pagkain. Anak, kain ka na, may ulam na dyan. Diba? O anak, bayad na ba yung tuition mo? The parents are making sure that it is provided. When God created the human being, He made sure that everything is provided para mabuhay ang tao. Even the 4 rivers na kumpleto sa uri ng bato, gold, diamonds, etc. Hindi ka magugutom dyan. Pero the moment na nag-asawa na tayo, pakakainin pa ba tayo ng ating parents? Pati asawa natin, pakakainin pa ba? Hindi na, di ba Marites?
No, hindi na.
O di na, alam nga namang pumunta pa yung parents natin sa bahay nyo mag-asawa o may bigas pa kayo dyan. Hindi na yun, ha? And that's what happened to Adam when he violated the instructions of God. So let's see what happened. Ano yung nangyari when they violated the instructions of God? Because you will find the answer. How the male was designed, how the female was designed. Nandito, lalabas dito sa chapter 3 of Genesis. Chapter 3. Now, I'd like the soon-to-be wives to read this, ang ating mga kababaihan. Please read in 3 verses, each of you, ha? Please. Let's start with Marites.
Okay. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did they say, 'You must not eat fruits from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.' You will not certainly die." The serpent said-
Next na, Marites.
Okay.
Thank you. Next bride, please.
You will not certainly die, the serpent said to the woman. For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it.
Next bride, please.
Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they realized they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and they hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called to the man, "Where are you?"
He answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" The man said, "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it."
Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." So the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock."
Okay, thank you, brides. Now, this is chapter 3 of the Genesis book. Ito yung account ng panunukso ng ahas daw kay Eva. This has been told to us in every church mass or every spiritual gatherings. We always hear this. This is, I believe, baka Hindi ito na explain word for word, line by line, but we will discuss this definitely because you will know how the man and the woman were designed in this incident. Now, among the animals created by God, the serpent was the more crafty, no? Sa lahat ng wild animals, yung crafty. I haven't checked the exact meaning of crafty, but in Tagalog Bible, I think pinaka-wise daw, the ahas. He said to the woman, sabi ba talaga ng Diyos na hindi kayo kakain ng any tree in the garden? Sumagot ng babae, we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. Pwede daw po kaming kumain ng kahit anong prutas sa mga punong yan. Pero sinabi ng Diyos, you must not eat from the tree that is in the middle. Remember the word, that is in the middle of the garden. And you must not touch it kahit ipuin or you will die. Kahit ipuin mo yan, bawal, hindi pwede. You will die. Now, sabi ng serpent, this is the devil, We all know that this is the devil in the form of serpent. Because the devil the devil has no physical body. So he has to enter the earth legally. To be legal on earth, para maging legal yung kanyang presence, he has to enter the serpent's body. Now, paano nalaman ng babae yung instruction samantalang si Adam lang ang kausap? How did Eve know the instructions of God not to eat the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden? Paano niya nalaman kaya? Eh, hindi naman nag-interact si God and Eve. Paano nalaman? It can be na sinabi ni Adam sa kanya. Di ba? Hindi naman, tandaan natin, itong Genesis chapter 1 and 2 did not happen in just one day. This happened in years. Okay? Matagal na panahon ito. Umabot nga lang 900 years si Adam eh. So this happened in years. Paano nalaman ni Eva? Adam instructed or gave the instructions to Eve. And you will notice that this is like a puzzle, no? When you want to understand the nature of your partner, you have to go back from the beginning. You have to pick up the pieces, the puzzles that occurred from the garden until the time Jesus Christ went on earth. Ang lalaki pala ay dinesign din ng Diyos to be the wife's teacher. Look at this. I will just jump from that slide. Look at this. As confirmed in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 35. Pakibasa nga, Arthur, please.
And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home.
Thank you, Arturo. This has been confirmed in 1 Corinthians 14:35 na only Adam was there. God gave all the instructions to Adam, not to Eve, simply because he is supposed to be the teacher. Kung ano man ang gusto malaman ng wife sa bahay, let them ask their husbands at home. Kaya marami kaming na-witness na annulment cases, even Supreme Court doctrines that tells us na psychologically incapacitated yung mga husband. According to studies, pinakamaraming nag-file ng annulment are the women. As Rappler, they made a study about that, Rappler, 3 years ago. Pinakamarami na petitioner. Anong complaint nila? The husbands are psychologically incapacitated. Why? Because the husbands are not doing their job. To be the wife's teacher, to give direction to the wife. Kaya the wife complains even during your engagement, the wife or the woman feels something is not right when hindi sila makakuha ng direksyon sa boyfriend nila. Inaayawan ng mga babae yan. Kapag yung lalaki, walang mabigay sa kanilang direksyon. Hindi siya umaaktong lalaki. Di ba? Nafe-feel nyo yan? Ladies, you get frustrated when you see your boyfriend, even the husband, kapag hindi kayo mabigyan ng tamang advice. Kapag hindi kayo nabibigyan ng tamang direksyon sa buhay. Saan mapupunta pamilya natin? Parang paikot-ikot lang tayo. Di ba? There will come a time na mararamdaman nyo yan. Lalong na ng babae kapag ang lalaki ay hindi ginampanan ang kanyang role bilang teacher, bilang visionary. Magmamalfunction ang relationship because the husbands are supposed to be. That's your purpose, to be your wife's teacher. Kaya pag nakita nyo yung wife ninyo, I'm talking to the husbands now. Pag nakita ninyo yung wife ninyo na nagbabasa ng 5 books, husbands, you have to read 10 books. Okay? Dahil pag yan naging mas matalino sa iyo, husbands, magmamalfunction ka rin. Teka muna, bakit parang dinidiktahan ko ng babaeng to? Bakit parang pinalalabas niya na mas matalino sa akin? You will feel insecure at hindi mo mapipigilan yan. Husbands, something ain't right. You will feel that. Why my wife is telling me what to do, where to go? Something ain't right. You will feel that naturally. Kaya you have to go on, you have to have a vision, husbands. Because yan ang mangyayari the moment you stop seeing, fulfilling your vision. Hindi ka pinanganak para kumain, matulog, magtrabaho. Kumain, matulog, magtrabaho. Kumain, matulog, magtrabaho. That's not our purpose on earth. Okay? Nag-asawa ka, magdodoble ang responsibility mo, you have to have a vision so you will be able to provide for everything. And you are equipped with that. Your marriage will malfunction the moment you stop looking for your purpose. You will surely malfunction. So let's go back. In this account, sabi ng ahas kay Eva, tunay na hindi kayo mamamatay. Binobola na niya yung babae. At mapapansin nyo, nung nabola na niya yung babae, sabi dito, mabubuksan daw ang isip ninyo, mabubuksan ang mata ninyo, you'll be like God, knowing good and evil. Nakikilala ang good and evil. Remember, before this biting of the apple event, wala silang kilalang bad. Puro good ang kanilang alam. Puro good ang kanilang kilala. They don't know anything about bad things before this apple biting happened. So, when the woman saw, nung makita na ng babae, that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, katakam-takam, and also desirable for gaining wisdom. Siguro, pinailaw-ilaw ni ng devil yung apple. Yun yung mga nakikita niyo sa mga drawing. She took some and ate it. She took some, kinuha, hinawakan, hinipo, at kinain. She has who was with, nasa tabi lang, at kinain din niya ito. Katabilang pala niya, bakit siya yung kinakausap ng ahas? Unahin nga natin, bakit lalaki, bakit babae yung binola ng ahas? Bakit hindi yung lalaki nakatabi lang niya pala? You want to guess? Tingnan natin. Tanungin natin sino pa ba? MC Jason. Gusto mong hulaan? Katabi lang sila. Bakit yung babae ang nilapitan?
Sa tingin ko po, kasi si Adam parang tinitignan ko lang, binabase ko lang sa kung gaano katagal sa Earth. So, bale, kung sino bago, di ba? Pero, po.
Ano yan? Hindi ko narinig.
Ang tingin ko lang po kasi si Eve, 'di ba, nung nung finorm siya sa limb ni Adam, siguro tingin ng serpent na pwede niya pang ma-influence yung thinking ni Eve, kaya siguro mas binulungan niya, parang tingin ng serpent na mas gullible yung si Eve. Parang ganun.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Medyo gullible si Eve, yeah? Yung parang ang tawag dito, vulnerable, no? Now, remember that before maging Satan, bago magkaroon ng Satan, bago magkaroon ng devil, okay? Before everything was made, he was there beside God. When God was creating the heavens and the earth, wala pang Satan. He was Lucifer that time. Yun ang pangalan niya, Lucifer. Bago nagkaroon ng devil. Okay? For those of you who study the Bible, yun ang makikita nyo. So before everything was made, he was an angel. And he was there, everyone was there, when God is designing the human being. Alam niya yung design ng male, alam niya yung design ng female. Alam niya kung sino yung bubulahin niya. Alam niya kung sino yung alam niyang mag-give in sa kanyang attack. Now, science have discovered through the years, dahil sa dami ng mga issue about the males, dami ng issue about the females. Science have discovered that the man was designed to be logical and the female was designed to be emotional. Kaya nga pag sinaktan mong babae, talagang they have the tendency to cry, the tendency to be emotional. Ang lalaki, pag sinaktan mo, iiyak ba yan basta-basta? At iiyak ka ba basta-basta pag nasaktan ka?
Hindi naman po.
Di ba? Si ano lang yun, si Bibi Gandang Hari lang yun. Ha? Hindi iiyak basta-basta ang lalaki. And you can find that findings ng science sa book na, here's the book by John Gray. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. For those of you who have the chance to read this book, makikita niyo dyan. This is science validating the design of the male and the female. Ito nga, meron pa akong isang book niya. Oh. Nakikita niyo itong isang book niya uli ni Dr. John Gray. Oh. Mars to Venus. In touch. No? Ang sarap basahin because na-validate yung design ng male and female as how God created the male and the female. Nando doon. Na-explain din dito sa science. Okay? So, dito sa book na to, it was confirmed that the men are logical, the women are emotional. So, let's try. Testingin natin, ha? Let's have some exercises. Let's say, Sheila Tanteado. Who's your groom? Sinong groom mo, Sheila? Are you there? Jason. Sinabihan ka ni Jason na stupid. How will you feel?
Wala po siyang uuwian.
Talaga, wala kang uuwian, Jason, pag sinabi mo yan. Di ba masakit, Sheila?
Hindi rin po kasi I'm very confident with my own self and I know I'm smart, but I won't tolerate that disrespect.
Yun na nga, but definitely, you will be hurt. Ang sakit mo magsalita, di ba? You will feel hurt, nasaktan. Habang baligtarin natin. Jason, sinabihan ka na Sheila ng stupid. What would be your reaction?
Same din po. It's hurtful but I won't tolerate that behavior towards me.
Oo nga, iiyakan mo ba yon, Jason?
It depends po. Kasi hindi naman po masamang umiyak sa di ba, mga lalaki.
Kaya nga. Kaya nga, hindi naman masamang umiyak. Pero naturally, you will think about the past events. Iisipin mo, ba't niya nasabing stupid ako? Ano ang nangyari before that concluded her or that gave her the conclusion that I'm stupid? The man will do that. Hindi automatically masasaktan. The woman will automatically get hurt. Pag dinugtungan mo pa yan, talagang mapapayak sila. That's the design of the male and the female. Kaya nga, mahirap pagsabihan ng harsh words ang mga babae. That even negative compliments, sabihan mo, nagluto, halimbawa nagluto si Sheena, Tonyo, nagluto ka. Tapos ang unang reaction ni Jed, maalat. How will you feel?
Actually, okay lang naman. Okay lang naman kasi kung nagsistate lang naman siya ng facts. Pero, yun nga, baka medyo hindi ko siya itatry magluto again. Parang ganun, may doubt ka.
Kaya nga, magluluto ka pa ba? Di ba? First impressions last. There is always a better way to say things to a woman. And that's the findings of the science, validated by science. And Satan, the devil, knows the weakness. Kung anong part, kung sino sa kanila yung aatakihin niya. Because if he attack the man, nakatabi lang niya, he knows na he will na. Ako nga yung pinagbili na ng Diyos eh. Sabi sa akin, mamamatay daw kami. Even hipuin ko lang yan. Satan knows that he will struggle with the man. As the man was designed to be logical. Okay? So any question? Any violent reaction on that? You read the book also para makita nyo rin by yourselves. Now, here's the di ba, sabi dito nung violate nila instructions, they suddenly realize that they are naked. Nabuksan yung mga mata nila. Kaya nagtakip sila ng malalaking dahon sa katawan nila. Then, verse 8, narinig nila ang Diyos, palakad-lakad, in the cool of the day. So, here's God and the man in the environment created by God. Magkasama sila. The God and the human being. So, this was supposed to mean that relationship is supposed to work under God's environment. Hindi sa environment ng mundo. Okay? But they violated. What happened after? Hinanap silang dalawa. Where are you? Sinong hinahanap? Yung lalaking pinagbilinan niya. Sumagot yung lalaking hinahanap niya. I heard in the garden, verse 10. And I was afraid. Di ba? Hindi niya sinabing, we were afraid. I was afraid because I was naked. Hindi niya rin sinabing, we were naked. So, I hid. Kaya nagtago ako. Sabi ng Diyos, sinong may sabi sa'yo nakahubad ka? Kinain mo ba yung prutas sa puno na pinagbabawal ko? Anong sinagot niya? Yung babaeng nilagay niyo dito sa akin. That's our nature. Nagtuturo tayo. When we are under pressure, we blame each other. Ikaw kung di mo ko pinagsabihan ng ganun, hindi tayo mag-aaway. Ikaw kasi no? We always blame. That's our nature when we are under pressure. And God knows that. That's the design of His product. Kaya He will not violate your will para hindi siya masisi. Ito na nga nasisisi na siya The woman you put here with me, He gave me the fruit. Diba? Verse 13. Verse 13 is the very first interaction between God and woman. What is this you have done? Ano itong ginawa mo? That was the very first interaction between God and the woman. Sinong tinuro ng woman? The serpent. She is also under pressure. We try to find something to blame, someone to blame. Okay? Then the Lord God turned to the serpent, because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock. I also studied in science that of all the creatures, lahat daw ng animals, lahat siya may paa. Nung pinarusahan ng Diyos yung ahas, natanggalan ng paa. He's the only creature that creeps. Gumagapang. And science discovered na meron doon sa katawan ng ahas, meron niyang nakaprotrude na kamay at paa, nakaprotrude na hindi na natuloy lumabas. That's their punishment. Makikita niya sa science din na merong nakaprotrude na paa at kamay sa ahas, supposed to be na hindi na lumabas. Hindi na natuloy. Okay? That's how wonderful the creation and the truthfulness of what we are reading. Okay? So ito ang sermon sa kanila. Ito yung punishment. Clement, can you read the first box, please?
To Adam he said, because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat food from it all the days of your life.
Thank you, Clement. Now, this is the sermon. This is yung pinagagalitan na siya ng Diyos. Dahil nakinig ka sa asawa mo, wait a minute. Masama bang makinig sa asawa? Na kinain mo yung pinagbabawal ko, nakinig ka sa asawa mo. I asked that question myself and I found the answer. Because you are the teacher. In 1 Corinthians that we read a while ago. You are supposed to teach your wife diligently. Not to follow your wife. Okay? Okay? Kaya there is a malfunctioning in the relationship when the woman is dominating the man. Okay? Cursed is the ground because of you. Susumpa ko ang lupa dahil sa iyo. Bakit ground? Because the husband is the cultivator. Di ba? Everything was exemplified by the products of nature. Yung mga halaman din. Di ba? Every time God speaks, every time God explains something, He is always tinutulad niya palagi sa nature, sa gawa niya. Halaman, animals, birds. Lagi niyang ginagamit na example yung other creation niya. So through painful toil, dahil sumuway ka, you will eat food from it all the days of your life. So solohin mong i-provide lahat ng pangangailangan mo. What happened after this violation? They were cast out. Naputol yung communication. They were cast out of the garden. Nawala sila sa Garden of Eden. And all the archaeologists tried to find where the Garden of Eden is. Everything else in the Bible, they found it to be true, except for one, the Garden of Eden. They cannot locate that. Why? Because it's the environment created by God. Kaya, nagdesisyon kang sumuway, lahat ng pangangailangan mo, ikaw na magpuproduce. And did you know that the violation happened here? It's not the actual eating of the fruit. What happened here is sex na hindi tinuturo sa atin ng simbahan. It is sex that is being committed here. Maybe baka hindi pa oras. Sinabihan naman ng Diyos ng tao na mag-multiply. Hindi pagpaparami ng tao ang utos ng Diyos doon. Matutuklasan na lang ng tao yan. Hindi kailangan iutos ng Diyos yung pagpaparami. It will naturally happen. Nag-asawa ka. Hindi ka nabubuhayin ng magulang mo. Hindi ka na ipagluluto ng magulang mo. Adam was a single guy when all of these things were provided to him. When they were cast out, they violated the instructions. They work hard for themselves. Nawala yung communication. Everything was dead. And that is the death that God described in the instructions. You will naturally die. And what happened to their family afterwards? Lahat ng pamilya, magmula kay Cain at Abel, ay puro patayan. From generations to generations. Nawala yung communication from God. Nagpapatayan sila bawat generation. Starting from the siblings, Cain at Abel. They killed, Cain killed Abel. Okay? So, nag-asawa ka, you will be the sole provider of whatever the needs of that woman na dinesisyonan mong maging asawa. The punishment of the woman. This is the description used by the translators of the Bible, punishment, pero for me, I don't find it punishment, but the effects of violating God's commandments. It should be the serious effects of violating God's commandments. Pakibasa nga, Marites, please, the second box.
To the woman he said, I will sharply increase your pain in childbirth. In pain you will bring forth children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you.
Thank you, Marites. This is God talking to the woman this time. I will sharply increase your pain in childbirth. Wait a minute. Bakit may increase? When there is increase, ibig sabihin, there is existing. Di ba? Pag merong increase, merong existing. Hindi kaya the woman's body is designed to procreate even without intercourse with the man? Di ba? Even without sexual intercourse, the woman can carry a baby, which was discovered by science also. Di ba? But the giving of birth itself is really painful. Di ba? May mga namamatay pa nga dyan eh. But of course, you have to make sure that you have the capability. Kailangan mo ng monitoring at tulong ng doktor para lagi ka maalalayan sa pagbubuntis mo. Your desire will be for your husband. Sabi ito ng Diyos sa babae, ha? Nanaisin mo palagi ang husband mo na nasa tabi mo, nakikita mo lagi, alam mo kung nasaan. uuwi ng maaga, etc. Kaya nga mga husbands, pag hindi kayo nag-update sa asawa ninyo, husbands, lumabas na kayo ng office, hindi kayo nagpaparamdam kung nasan kayo, maghahanap na sa inyo yan. Okay? You have to volunteer that information. Because they will feel like this. Nag-asawa eh. Your desire will be for your husband and he will rule over you. This is God telling the woman that this man will rule over you. Why? Because he is your teacher. So the man, to be an effective teacher, must have a lot of knowledge about life, about everything. Because when the woman cannot see that from her husband, pag hindi niya makuha yung tamang guidance, may ibang magbibigay. At hahangaan niya yung lalaking yun na nagbibigay ng guidance sa kanya. Hanggang sa she will fall into the trap of temptation. So that's what happened in every relationship. If you don't know your role, if you don't know your responsibility, that's what will happen to your relationship. And they were cast out from the Garden of Eden. They were cut off from communication with God. God did not dictate Adam to make Eve his wife. Walang endorsement. Because God will never do that. He will never touch our freedom, which was built upon us, inherently built upon every human being, which was also discovered by science, that we have every right. We have this inherent right that even the philosophers have discovered also. So if you watch the videos that we sent to your homework, yung lahat ng findings that are aligned to the design of the manufacturer's manual are those we are sharing with you. So I hope napanood nyo lahat yan. So what are the 5 characteristics that the husband must have so that the relationship will not malfunction? I have to ask someone para tingnan natin kung na-review ninyo. Can I ask Jed? Bigyan mo nga ako ng isa doon sa dapat meron ng isang lalaki para yung binigay ng Diyos kay Adam para maging effective kang husband. Ano yung isa doon?
Ano nga ba? To cultivate. Yun ang naalala ko eh.
Cultivate.
Yes.
That's one. Very good. Very good. Jed, thank you. MC Jason.
My vision, my trabaho, and present sa Garden of Eden.
Yan, may binigay yung presence, may trabaho, may vision, dapat may pangarap. What else? Marcus? Marcus Conferido? What else?
To God also.
Clement?
To be a guardian to God.
A guardian, yeah, to be a protector.
Yeah,
Okay, to be a protector. Okay, let's discuss it one by one. Number 1, God gave his presence to the man. Why? So that the man will not experiment as to where he came from. God put him in the garden so that the man will not experiment his life. So the man will not go everywhere. God has to do that, has to introduce himself. So the husbands or fathers should know God. Otherwise, you will go to the courts and you will become a victim of violence against women and children. You will become a victim of abuse, whether psychological or physical abuse. When the man does not know God, you are in danger. Okay? Because if the man does not afraid with God, he is not also afraid with the laws of the land. Walang takot sa Diyos, natural. Wala rin takot yan sa batas. And you will be physically or mentally abused. Kaya na-imbento ang violence against women and children. Tumataas ang cases. Baka naman yung napangasawa kasi walang takot sa Diyos, that's why wala rin takot sa batas. May kulong na yun, yung violence against women and children. Yung binasa nating case study na pumunta ng Zamboanga para kumuha ng agents, tapos meron na palang mini-maintain na babae doon, di ba? Even though hindi niya sinasaktan yung wife niya na physically, nasaktan daw siya psychologically. Di ba? Na pinagbayad siya ng 120,000 damages. At ilang taon makukulong si Jaime?
I think 8 years.
8 years. Imagine that. Wala namang bugbugan na nangyari. But the Supreme Court said, go to prison for 8 years. Oh, may pamilya pa bang isasalba? Mayroon pa bang marriage na isasalba sa ganyang sitwasyon? Marites, meron pa ba?
Wala na.
Wala na, di ba? Kaya hindi lang annulment of case of marriage yung problema ng ating bayan. Pati vowsy cases, problema na rin natin yan because wala nang magsasama kapag ganyan na ang sitwasyon. So, commanded him to work. Work means to become in Hebrew. Ito yung inuulit-ulit ko kanina pa. Don't stop fulfilling your vision. Pag nawalan ka ng pangarap, pag hindi mo na tinapos, tumigil ka na sa pangarap, husbands, ang mga ngarap ay yung wife. Bakit? Tumataas yung needs ng pamilya. Gusto ng wife ng magandang buhay. Yun naman talaga yung natural feeling ng bawat tao. To have a peaceful life, to have a comfortable life. Sino ba may gusto ng pangit na buhay? Taas nga ang kamay kung meron. Wala naman eh. Everybody, every human being desires a good life in his heart, in her heart. Because that's our design. Kaya nga, pag naghihirap ka, there's something wrong. Pag pinanganak kang mahirap, there is something wrong. Kaya yung mga mayayaman ngayon, hinanap nila. There's something ain't right. Kaya they strive hard, they work hard. At hindi natin masasabing spiritual yung mga yan, na mga yumaman. Hindi natin pwedeng i-assume na lahat sila ay kumikilala sa Diyos. Hindi natin pwedeng i-assume na sila ay religyoso. Di ba? They just found their purpose. And that's what God did to Adam. Alamin mo, mangarap ka, have a vision. Dahil kapag yan, hindi mo natuklasan, your wife will do her own vision. And what will happen? You will malfunction. You will feel insulted. Teka muna. Parang yabang-yabang mo ah. Ikaw na lahat nagpapatakbo ng bahay ah. Ikaw na lahat nagdi-decide ah. Porke ba maliit kita ko? Porke ba malaki kita mo? Ikaw na lahat nagdi-decide kung anong kulay ng kurtina bibilhin, kung anong klaseng sopa ang bibilhin. Ha? Mangyayari yan sa inyo kapag hindi ka na nangangarap, husbands. Okay? Mangyayari talaga sa inyong dalawa yan. At kapag may vision, may pangarap naman yung husband, wives, huwag kang gagawa ng sarili mong vision. You put yourself into your husband's vision. Yun yung sinasabi ng Diyos na, wives, submit to your husbands. Submit to his vision. Kaya nga, helper ka eh. Makakamit niya ang vision na yan kung nandyan ka sa tabi niya. Hindi niya makakamit yan kapag gumawa ka ng sarili mong vision. Kapag gumawa ka ng sarili mong pangarap. Hindi makakamit ng husband yung vision niya. Bakit? You already have two visions in the house. And two means D. D-I. D. Delta India. 2 means DI. So 2 visions in the house means division. You got it? Dalawang vision sa bahay means division. Merong space sa gitna ninyong dalawa. Si husband magko-concentrate, magfo-focus in fulfilling his vision. Uuwi yan sa oras na gusto niya. The same with the wife. She will fulfill her own vision. Kakausapin niya yung mga taong alam niya makakatulong sa pag-abot ng vision niya. Hindi niya nakakausapin yung husband niya kasi busy din. So how to address that? Sabi ng Diyos, sabi ng Creator, submit yourself to your husband's vision. Kasama yun sa utos ng Diyos. And when God tells you something, don't give any conditions. Huwag ka magbigay ng kondisyon. When God gives you instruction, you are not entitled to that. Hindi kasama sa karapatan mo na magbigay ng kondisyon sa Diyos. Boss, Lord, Lord God, bakit ko susundin yung husband ko? Hindi naman niya ako minamahal, hindi naman niya ako iniintindi, hindi niya ako inaasikaso. Don't give conditions to God because the punishments are built in when you violate God's law. When you violate natural laws, the punishments are built in. Kahit di ka dalhin sa korte, you will suffer the consequences. Magiging mas lalong busy ang husband mo talking to different people until may mamit siyang iba na nagbibigay sa kanya ng atensyon, ng oras, very sweet. So that's how relationship is ruined. Okay? Don't stop fulfilling your vision, husbands. And do not create another vision, wives. Huh? Number 3, cultivate the garden. Cultivator. Ano ba ginagawa ng cultivator? Bring out the best in everything that comes to your presence. Kasama dyan yung asawang dinesisyonan mo. Asawang pinili mo. Cultivate mo yan. Kung maraming hindi alam yan, ikaw yung may responsibility. Daglagyan ng laman ng utak yung wife. Mahina sa English communication, i-enroll mo sa language school. Mahina magluto, i-enroll mo sa culinary school. Nagiging losyang na, padala mo sa salon. Dahil pag nalosyang ang wife, kanino ang reflection? Sa husband. Diba? Eh pag blooming ang wife, ang ganda-ganda. O kanino pa rin ang reflection? Sa husband pa rin. Remember the principle of what you sow, you will reap. Nagtanim ka ng nothing, you will earn nothing. Okay? Kaya pinupuhunanan yan, husbands, yung pagpapaganda ng ating mga wives. Kaya masakit sa loob ng inaabunuhan nila yan. Ha? Diba, Sheila? You will feel that someday. Na ikaw nag-aabuno sa pagpapaganda mo, pati mga makeup, lipstick. Oh, you will not be happy about that kung ikaw yung sumasagot niya. The husband is the cultivator. Ano mang materialis ang kailangan para i-cultivate ang isang bagay, puhunan niya ni husband. Okay? Any violent reaction, husbands?
Wala naman
po.
Wala naman po.
Wala naman. Pupuhunanan niya yan, ha? Para hindi sila maging losyang. Okay? So, guard the garden. Protector. Everything you will do. Di ba? Lahat ng bagay gagawin mo para hindi masira yung halaman, hindi ma-damage yung mga puno mo, hindi mapasukan ng mga peste. You will do everything to guard your wife. Okay? Kaya huwag kayong maniniwala sa sinasabi ng mundo na dapat may privacy ang isa't isa. Wala yun. Walang ganon. Dahil hindi mo alam kung i-maintain nyo yung paniniwala na yan, na may privacy sa isa't isa, hindi nyo alam yung PIN code ng bawat isa cellphone ninyo, wala kang kamalay-malay, meron ng office mate na may crush sa kanya, nilalandi na pala, wala kang kamalay-malay. Kasi busy ka, husband, magugulat ka na lang na natrap na yung asawa mo. Kaya huwag kayo magpapaniwala sa sinasabi ng mundo na dapat may privacy. Every time mababasa ko yan sa social media, lalo na dun sa isang website that talks about marriage, dapat daw may privacy. Ang sinasagot ko, mga ulul. There's no such thing as privacy. Because even ang husband, dapat alam ng wife mo yung PIN code mo sa cellphone mo. Dahil pag hindi nyo alam yan, merong something. Pag merong information na hindi nabibigay sa'yo, nagdududa ang partner. Bakit? Merong PIN code eh. Na siya lang nakakaalam eh. Okay? Even sa bangko, dapat may access ang bawat isa sa inyo. Kasama yan sa magiging obligasyon ninyo sa bawat isa. Okay? So the husband should be the safest place in the arms of a wife. Kaya nga, ang design ng lalaki, malaking muscle eh. Mas matibay ang buto according to science. Bakit? Because ang purpose is to be the wife's protector, the family's protector. Tiller of the soil, di ba? Yun ang design talaga ng lalaki. Mas stronger, mas malaki ang muscle, mas malaki sa lalaki. Sa babae. Kaya nga, we feel something is not right when we see a man and a woman na magka-holding hands, tapos malaki yung babae. Di ba? We feel something ain't right kapag yung lalaki maliit, tapos yung babae mas malaki. Di ba? Tinuro ba sa atin sa school yan, na maramdaman natin yan? Hindi naman. Something ain't right. Paano po proteksyonan ng babae yung lalaki? Mas malaki pa yung babae sa kanya. Di ba? So that is a natural feeling na lumalabas without our control. So secure your family, secure your home. That's your job as a husband, as a father. Don't use that strength to your wife. Don't use your strength. Kasi nga, sa mga divorce cases, nangyayari yan kapag yun na lang yung natitirang defense ng lalaki. Kapag binubugbog na siya ng salita ng babae. Kasi hindi ka ganito eh, kasi ganito ka eh, kasi hindi mo ginagawa ito eh. Ang nagiging defense na lang ng lalaki is physical abuse, which is bad. Or even emotional abuse. So you must marry a man who is willing to follow God every day. Tulog man siya o gising. Dapat kumikilala yan at sumusunod sa Diyos. Okay? So you want to have a break before we go to the 5 things that you need to do?
Yes, po.
Okay.
Break tayo, 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Baka overloaded na kayo ng information.
Okay. So are we going to study together the case in the court? No.
Yeah, that's supposed to be done before this counseling session, but you can continue discussing that after our session.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Okay, so can we have a short break? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, sige. I'll see you again in 10 minutes.
Okay, sige. Thank you.
Want some water?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. We're back.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, we're back. So we are now in the part of how to give the needs of our spouse on a daily basis. That's part of your homework. So let us try to match all those steps that you have written, that you have submitted to us, into these findings of science. This will be science talking, the daily needs of our husband, the daily needs of the wife. We will discuss that one by one because this is what you need to provide by your spouse on a daily basis. Okay, so let's start with emphasizing this concept of building the God's kingdom in your home, which you should have a strong foundation. You should have a very strong foundation because obviously kapag hindi ninyo alam ang roles ninyo sa isa't isa, walang foundation na matibay sa inyong dalawa, the house will collapse. Okay? Your relationship will collapse. Your family will soon collapse. So you need to have that right information, right knowledge that you need. So this is what I've been telling you a while ago. The key to be successful in building your foundation, in strengthening your relationship. This is the key. What is that? By wisdom, a house is built, and through understanding, it is established. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. If you will notice that when you study the Bible, sabi ng marami, matalinghaga daw. Hindi naman matalinghaga ang Bible. They are all straight to the point. But there are times that when they explain things, sometimes you have to analyze talaga line by line. Like this one. You cannot have a wisdom. Being wise, old age does not give you the status of becoming a wise person, no? Yung old age, even the experiences. You cannot claim that you are wise. I've heard that from many foreigners. After being divorced third time, they claim that they're already wise. after getting a divorce third time, they don't want to hear any counseling. We know that already. Okay? That's their claim. You cannot be wise without understanding first the knowledge that you obtain. Okay? So the way to explain this is through knowledge first. Information. Knowledge or information will not come to your door. Hindi ito darating sa pintuan natin para ibigay sa atin. We have to get that from the right source. Then when we have that knowledge, we have to understand it. We have to understand everything that we learn. If it's about marriage, then buy some books about marriage. But we are giving you the GPS, the exact alignment. So whatever you read, it should be aligned to the design of the marriage. So when you understand the knowledge, you will apply it. You will apply what you understand from that knowledge. Then you will have wisdom. Anong ibig sabihin ng wisdom? Anong meaning ng wisdom? Wisdom is applied science. Wisdom, again, wisdom is applied science. And when we say science, pinag-aralan, tinesting, sinorvey, at napatunayang tama, napatunayang totoo. That is the meaning of wisdom, applied science. Okay? So you have to explain this in reverse. You start with the knowledge, then understand that knowledge, then apply them. You become a wise person. And what's the effect? You will have a house with rooms which are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. This is the key to a successful career, even in business, even in your marriage. Diba? Before you become a doctor, you will get theory about that field that you're interested. You will learn everything about healing. You will learn everything about being a doctor. What happens next? You will understand that. Once you understand that, you will apply the learnings. Then you become a specialist in that area. Diba? Even in becoming engineers, even in becoming lawyers, even in becoming cook, they all start with knowledge. Okay? So even pag nauna ang experience, you have to get the theory. Kung tama ba yung experience mo. Diba? Para tama din yung outcome ng ginagawa mo. So that's the key to have a very successful in any areas of life. Remember that. That's the key given to us. So through knowledge, through understanding how to get your information from so to be a good husband, to be a good father, to be a good wife and mother, di ba? Hindi naman natin na pag-usapan dito masyado. Kulang ang oras natin to discuss all these things. So I'm passing on the ball to you to know your job description. Because that's a career na wala sa school, na hindi tinuro sa school. Yung pagiging wife, yung pagiging husband, pagiging father, pagiging mother. That is not taught in school. Okay? So, that's your obligation. Wala ka ng excuse. There are many books about that. Even in Google, type mo lang, what are my roles as a wife? Ang daming lalabas dyan. What are my roles as a husband? Ang daming lalabas dyan. Google will give you everything you need. Wala ka ng excuse. Okay? Through understanding, it established. Yan yung na-explain ko na kanina. The wisdom develop upon you deep within during your application of the knowledge. So your family will benefit from being wise. Okay? You will have a house with rooms filled with rare and precious treasures. Masarap umuwi sa bahay na punong-puno ng kayamanan ang bawat kwarto. Kayamanan means happiness. Kayamanan means fulfillment, satisfaction. Okay? Kasama na dyan, syempre, when you are able to provide for your family, you will buy everything that you need to make your house comfortable. So just imagine a house that is full with rare and precious treasures for both of you. So, marriage life is a journey to biyahe din yan. And for every journey, you need a GPS. So your GPS or compass for husband and wife, here you go. From allprodad.com, I would like the grooms to read every article because this is for you. Mga needs ng magiging asawa natin sa araw-araw. Quoting from the site of allprodad.com, which we found to be aligned to the design of the wife. So can you start, please, Clement?
Number 1, sleep. While the average person needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night to function at peak performance, women are naturally drawn towards needing more sleep than men. Many days, my wife will go to sleep before me and also wake up after me the next morning. And guess what? It's okay. Our wives need the extra rest, and we should be pleased for them to get it when possible.
Thank you, Clement. Well, obviously, they have limited strength to do household chores, even carrying heavy items. No, they have limited strength, and despite of that, they need longer sleep. But they can carry a baby for 9 months. You know, that's the difference in the design of their body. They can still work while they're pregnant. They can still think. They can still provide for themselves, even pregnant. Huh? So, in my experience, because of the many businesses that I have, my wife used to sleep extended, no? She usually wake up at 11 or 12, and I usually wake up at 7 as I'm starting working by then. I talk to different clients. Sabi ko, ang dami nang nangyari, tulog ka pa. Ang dami nang kailangan kausapin. I need your help to talk to different clients, pero tulog ka pa. So nag-aaway kami lagi. When I learned this, when I know this, nawalan ako ng right magalit. Nawalan ako ng karapatang magalit. When I learned about this, doon ko naintindihan. Kailangan pala nila yan. Okay? So the more you know it, the more you can manage your emotions. The more you know what to react or how to react to a situation. Diba? Number 2, words of affirmation. Arturo, please.
Your wife needs to be told that she is loved, that she is beautiful to you, and that she is valued. While as men, we enjoy our wife reaffirming us and our roles, we need to make sure that we are constantly feeding affirmation into her heart and life as well. She thrives upon being affirmed by you. This could be by way of daily compliments, praise in front of the kids, or handwritten notes of love and affirmation. Your wife needs to be told that she is loved, that she is beautiful to you, and that she is valued.
Thank you, Arturo, for reading that. Ito yung laging gustong marinig ng mga babae sa kanilang husband. Yung masiguro na lagi silang mahal, lagi silang mahalaga, at lagi silang pinupuri. They need that on a daily basis. Kaya kahit hindi ka ganyan, husbands, kailangan mo itong gawin sa ayaw at sa gusto mo. Bakit? Kapag tinigil mo yan, hindi mo na ginagawa. Nung bago kayo ay kasal, I love you ka lang, I love you. After the marriage, wala na. Kapag tinigil mo na yung pagsasabi ng mga bagay na yan, ano ang maiisip mo, Marites?
Hindi na niya ako love.
Hindi na love or what? What else?
May iba na siguro.
May iba na siguro. Okay? Clement, the woman thinks in advance. Okay?
Correct.
They think in advance. So don't let that happen. You must do this every day. And when the kids are there, hindi sila pwedeng siraan eh. You cannot say negative things in front of your kids. You cannot say negative things to your wife in front of your kids. They will all get angry with you.
Correct.
They will all get angry with you because sila yung nagdinala sila ng 9 months, no? The loyalty will always be on their mother, lalo na kung alagang-alaga yan ng nanay nila. Okay? So, your wife needs to be told that she is loved. Otherwise, they will assume na meron ka ng ibang sinasabihan. Warning lang sa mga husbands, do not tell this to other women. You're putting yourself into trap. Okay? Pag binati mo yung ibang babae na maganda siya, you are in danger. Because that woman, baka hindi rin siya binabati ng husband niya na maganda siya. Tapos ikaw yung bati ng bati kahit di mo naman asawa. Patay ka dyan. Okay? You are falling or you are putting yourself into trap. Don't do that. You only say that to your wife. Clear, husbands? Malinaw, ha?
Malinaw na malinaw.
Thank you, Arturo. Number 3. MC Jason?
Quality time More than anything else your wife wants from you, she wants more of you, and specifically more of your time. She wants you to talk to her, to spend time with her, and connect with her on an emotional and spiritual level as her husband. The only way that this can happen is through intentional spending and sharing regular moments of time, prayer, and dreams together.
Yan. Alam nyo ba, dito sa book na to, yung Mars and Venus in Touch by Dr. John Gray, ina-address dito yung nature na nangyayari, yung natural capacity ng bawat isa, yung male and female. All throughout the years of relationship in a marriage, the husband always feel na mag-provide, magtrabaho, mag-overtime, mag-extend ng work para mas maraming kitain, mas maraming may uwi na bacon sa bahay. Pero what happens to the wife? The wife has a lot of things to tell to the husband, pero busy ang husband. The wife should tell everything to the husband, even the negative things. Everything na kailangan ilabas ng wife sa utak niya, husband ang dapat sasalo niyan. Hindi stranger. Kapag busy ang husband, nasi-share sa stranger, nasi-share sa best friend. Pag walang time ang husband sa wife. At pag nakalabas ng bahay, yung laman ng utak ng wife, you are in danger, husband. Okay? Siyempre, assume ng mga makakarinig na makakwentuhan niya na super busy ka at wala kang time magmahal sa wife mo. Kaya magiging bad ang image mo sa kanila. So wives, huwag niyong ilalabas ng bahay yung nangyayari sa loob ng inyong bahay. Wait for your husband. Ha? Kahit gaano ka busy, ang husband, anong advice ng mga eksperto? Intentional spending of sharing regular moments of time, prayer, and dreams together. Intentional. Ilagay sa planner. 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., dinner with my wife. 9 p.m., cuddle time with wife. No, you can discuss everything during your bedtime. Even paggising, quality time. Ito yung nawawala sa bawat relationship na hindi nila naintindihan na napakahalagang pangangailangan ng bawat babae sa bahay. Number 4. Sino next? Ernie, please.
Okay po. Detailed communication. As men, we're satisfied with coming home, giving our wife a kiss, and hearing the words, "How was your day?" Good, and we're good to go. But more than your wife needs your lips at the end of the day, she needs your ears. She has plenty of things to say if you're actually ask questions and make yourself available to just listen. She also wants to know more details, not less, but about you and your day as well. A good husband must learn to be both a good communicator and a good listener.
Thank you, Ernie. Ito yung sinasabi ko rin kanina na your wife, more than your wife, needs your lips at the end of the day. Napakaraming kwento ng mga yan. Because naturally, they are talkative. They are talkative. Clement, can you turn off your audio, please?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. Naturally, the women are talkative. Kaya nga pag chismis, sila lagi ang suspect, no? Kapag lalaki, kino-question natin, napakalalaki mong tao, chismoso ka, di ba? Something ain't right. So it always comes from the woman to be talkative. Sila lagi ang suspect kapag chismis ang pinag-uusapan. Now, Jesus Christ knows the design of His product. When He rose from the dead, ang inutusan niyang ipagsabi kung nanabuhay na siya ay babae. I think that's Martha. Alam niya yung produkto niya. Kaya ang bilis kumalat yung news that he rose from the dead already. Okay? It's the woman na inutusan niya. Tell everybody that I'm alive. So, detailed communication. If you don't volunteer, yung mga nangyari sa iyo sa buong maghapon, your wife will investigate. Your wife will take out every pieces of information na binibigay mo sa kanya. Kung hindi yan kumpleto, they will feel that naturally. So they will become investigator. Okay? Be detailed in everything that you will say to your wife. He wants to hear all your thoughts. Okay? Kailangan nila marinig lahat yan. Otherwise, checkin yung cellphone mo. Ha? Aaron? Ikaw na.
Hindi pa naglo-load sa akin. Wait. Non-intimate physical affection. Every day, your wife needs you to hug her, to give her a kiss, and to tell her that you love her. She needs non-sexual expression of your physical affection. This might include brushing up against her as you walk by in the kitchen, wrapping your arm around her on the couch, or simply holding her hand while walking together through the store. All these things non-verbally communicate your love. They communicate to her that she is yours and you're thankful for it.
Thank you, Aaron. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina that since the woman was designed to be emotional, kapag yan umiiyak na, pag nakikita mo umiiyak na yung kapareha mo, eh wag mo nang pagalitan, no? Yung wife mo umiiyak na. Pag niyakap mo yan, dahan-dahan na yan, magsusubside. Di ba, Raisa? Raisa, hindi kita nakikita simula kanina. Are you there? Raisa?
Choppy po daw siya.
Choppy. Basta, do not ever forget that since the women are emotional, they need non-intimate physical affection. Kahit na nagluluto yan, daanan mo, kumustahin mo. With yakap, with kiss, mukhang masarap yung niluluto mo, baby. They need non-sexual expressions of your physical affection. And these have been proven by science. Okay? Because they communicate to her that she is yours and you're thankful for it. Kahit na hindi ka malambing dati, kailangan mong maging malambing. Ha? Grooms, husbands, kahit na hindi ka malambing dati, wala kang choice kundi sumunod sa sinasabi ng science at lalo na ng design ng female because they were created to be emotional. So 5 things, isa-isahin natin. Sleep, para mas matandaan nyo. Words of affirmation, quality time, detailed communication, and non-intimate physical affection. Now, there is another book, Filipino book, na authored by Vic and Avelin Garcia, mag-asawa di biro. Ito ay malaki din na itulong sa amin para mas maintindihan yung aming marriage, yung aming relationship mag-asawa. Dahil lagi kami nag-aaway eh. So, kailangan natin ng information or knowledge kung bakit lagi tayong nag-aaway. So, dito sa book na to, may studies din sila na ginawa. Bakit daw nagagalit ang mga babae sa ganitong situation or top 6 na kinagagalit ng mga babae sa mga sitwasyon na ganito. Kinagagalit nila to. What is the top 6? Number 1, no I love you after a few years of marriage. Saying harsh words to your wife. Kinagagalit, kinasasama ng loob ng mga babae ito. Malilimutin sa mga okasyon. Eh pag ang lalaki kasi, husband kasi, naging busy na sa work, naging loaded na ng objective to provide for everything. Nakakalimutan ng special dates. mga babae, updated yan. Lahat ng mga bagay, petsa, lugar na nangyari sa inyo, simula na magkakilala kayo, they know that. Kabisado nila yan. Okay? So pag ang husband, nakalimutan birthday pala ng wife, away yan. Okay? Pati yung anniversary, away yan. Pag ang husband, despite kasal na, laro pa rin ang laro ng Mobile Legend, lagi pa rin nasa cellphone, kahit kasal na, pagkaawayan niya talaga yan. Because yung attention mo, yung focus mo, ay wala sa pagiging husband mo. Okay? Tapos na yan. Dapat during bachelor days ginagawa yan. Pakikipagbarkada, yung mga special occasions sa mga friends, nako, kailangan kasama mo na siya para hindi ka kontrolin ng friends mo. Dahil pag ikaw lang, mag-isa, niyaya ka ng friends mo, talagang makokontrol ka nila. Ikaw lang, minsan lang tayo magkita-kita kaya may asawa mo maghintay. Okay? Mga friends, madaling palitan. Or yung boss, madaling palitan. Ang asawa, mahirap palitan. So, yung priority mo ay dapat priority mo, yung wife. Okay? Shy when expressing your feelings to your wife in public place. Siyempre, nahihiya ka magsabi, nahihiya ka express yung love mo sa wife in public place. Siyempre, iba naman yung kultura natin. Hindi naman tayo okay sa mga nagli-lips to lips sa kalye, di ba? Hindi pa tayo abot doon. But definitely, kapag hindi mo ito ma-express sa kalye, public place, ay may problema. Okay? So you have to do that. Express it. Now, number 6, not showing genuine concern to your wife at all times. Tandaan natin, husbands, na nilipat ng father nila yung obligasyon na yan sa atin bilang husband. Kaya pakita natin yung concern. Maglalakad kayo sa kalye, huwag ka mauuna. Dapat side to side, no? Holding hands. Hindi yung nasa likod mo, no? Dami ko na napapansin yan. Nasa likod yung wife. So kung naman danger mangyari sa wife, hindi nakikita ng husband kasi nauuna Okay? So ikaw yung protector, ikaw yung inaasahan ng daddy, ng pinakasalan mo to be the responsible one. So the top one, yung wife's greatest need, everything else follows. Ito yung design sa kanila. That's why they are emotional. They need love. Kaya the husbands are instructed to love their wives. Just as Christ loved the church. Hindi respect, hindi support, hindi loyalty, hindi trust ang sinabi ng scriptures na pangangailangan ng mga wife. It's love. Yun ang pangangailangan nila sa araw-araw. Everything you say, everything you do must be aligned to that need of your wife, which is love. Loving your wife also means being there for her in sickness and in health, and that she is your priority, that you give her correct guidance in life, because husbands are cultivators. Tayo mamumuhunan dyan, tayo ang bibili, because what you sow, you will reap. Okay? Kaya nga yung spa tsaka malls daw ay created para sa mga babae. Samantalang yung mga hardware, Home Depot, are for the kings. Okay? The knowledge of God's true design of the family, ito yon. You can have the screenshot or we can send this to you also. The moment you follow without conditions all the instructions in your relationship, kayo yung magpapatunay, kayo yung magiging effective witness na totoo yung sinasabi ng Diyos. Na tama yung sinasabi ng Bible. Kayo yun yung magpapatunay sa tao that you do not give any conditions in following God's commandments. You just follow. Okay? Yun ang obligation natin. Now, helper, yung sabi kanina doon sa description ng babae, helper. Helper means ezer in Hebrew. So, if we want to understand the true meaning of helper, na sa ating society ngayon ay ginawang katulong ang asawa, yun po ang hindi tamang interpretation sa helper sa asawa. Because the word helper is ezer in Hebrew. And when you check what is ezer, it goes back to God. Yung mga hindi kayang gawin ng lalaki, kapag nag-iisa siya, ay magagawa lang niya kapag nandiyan ang wife niya. Okay? Kasama na dyan yung pagbuboost ng confidence ng husband kapag naghihina. No? Eve was also designed to be a corresponding and equal partner for Adam. There is no sense of subordination stated or implied. Walang mas mataas, walang mas mababa. Okay? Equal partner for Adam. And presumably, it was to alleviate the man's aloneness. Okay? So you can read more about the ezer para mas maintindihan ninyo yung role ng babae sa buhay natin, husbands, para hindi natin sila ma-misuse or ma-abuse. Okay? Para maganap yung kanilang purpose sa inyo. You have to understand their roles. Okay? So husband, study level 2, yung marriage and family. Yung paglagay ng additional foundation sa inyong pagsasama. You have to know your roles as a father and a husband. Okay? Kung ano pa ang kailangan ng bata, according to Abraham Maslow's, yan ang pangailangan ng bawat individual. So you have to provide that to your wife also. But the same with the husband, meron din siyang pangailangan na kailangan din i-address ng mga babae. So yun ang sinasabi nilang complementing each other. Giving her what she needs and giving him what he needs. Ito yung ina-address dyan sa book na ito. Mars and Venus in Touch by Dr. John Gray. Now, sa mga wives naman, ito pangailangan ng husband mo on a daily basis. So papabasa ko sa mga brides coming from patios.com. This is what we found to be aligned as well to the design of marriage, to how the man and the woman was designed. They advocate the building of stronger marriages and happier families. 5 things that your husband need on a daily basis. Let's start with Marites, please.
Number 1, the need to feel respected. A man's need for respect is every bit as strong as his need for sex. Even in those moments when he doesn't deserve your respect, still give it and you'll be affirming him and bringing out the best in him. Ironically, your husband usually needs your respect the most in those moments when he deserves it the least.
Now, thank you, Marites. The need to feel respected. Nararamdaman lagi ito ng mga lalaki. Yung need niya for respect is every bit as strong as his need for sex. Bakit? Nadama yung sex dito. Meron siyang generate na sperm every day, which needs to be released also pag nag-overflow. Yung respetong hinahanap niya ay kasing lakas nun, yung pangangailangan niya doon. So, yung mga moments na hindi niya deserve irespeto, sabi ng science, sabi ng mga eksperto, yun ang time, moment, oras na kailangan mo siyang irespeto. Galit ka sa kanya, nagtampo ka, huwag mo siyang pagdabugan ng pintuan, huwag mo siyang sigawan. Yun ang moment na kailangan niya ng respeto. Iparamdam mo yun sa kanya. Okay, wives? Because that's how he is designed. He need that. Number 2, the need for reflection. Sino ang next bride natin? Raisa, please.
The need for reflection. Most men have a hardwired need for daily silent reflection. They need to unplug and decompress. This isn't an excuse to lounge on a recliner all night, drinking beer and watching Sports Center. But do your best to give your husband some time daily to have a few moments of uninterrupted time to reflect and decompress.
Thank you. Raisa, thank you. Napansin ninyo, di ba, yung nabasa natin kanina, hindi nilapitan ng ahas si lalaki because he knows logical ang lalaki. Kaya pala, kailangan ng lalaki nang mag-reflect all the time. May oras na ayaw niyan, gusto niya mag-solo, gusto niya mag-isip. So give that to the man, give that to your husband. Pero remember, hindi yan a few days. Ang sabi dito, a few moments. Hindi ka pwede magpaalam sa wife mo na, I need me time, no? I need 1 week stay in Boracay. Papayag ka, Marites?
No.
That's very long, di ba? Marami nang pwedeng mangyari. Sa 1 week na yan. Few moments. Pwedeng minutes yan, pwedeng oras. Tanungin mo siya, ilang oras yung kailangan mo sa me time mo. How many hours do you need? 2 hours, 3 hours? Okay, pagbigyan kita, hindi kita istorbohin. But make sure na hindi ka lalampas. Pag-aaway kayo. Okay. The need for reflection. Next. Daniela.
The need for sex. The husband doesn't always have a stronger drive than the wife, but most men list sexual fulfillment and frequency as their number 1 or number 2 need in marriage. Daily intercourse may not be possible or practical, but make frequency a priority.
Thank you, Daniela. Nabasa niyo yung video about sex ni Dr. Miles Monroe. Napakalinaw na explanation doon kung ano ang pangangailangan ng lalaki at ano yung pangangailangan ng babae. Okay? Meron din kailangan trabahuhin ang lalaki pagdating sa sex, no? Hindi pwedeng masatisfy lang yung lalaki tapos na. Matagal sila bago matapos, ha? Husbands, kailangan alamin nyo yan. You need knowledge on how to satisfy your wife. Huwag kang mag-realize sa instinct mo lang, ha? You need knowledge. Meron nga akong book na nagtuturo about that, no? Passionate marriage. Nandito, maganda yung mga yung mga advice dito ng mga eksperto. Paano masasatisfy yung wife, paano masasatisfy yung husband pagdating sa sex. So, pag may problema kayo dyan, ay talagang sasablay ang inyong pagsasama. Sasablay ang inyong relationship. Buy book like this. Okay? Hintayin nyo yung book ko. Someday lalabas. So, daily intercourse may not be possible or practical, but make frequency a priority. Pag pagod, sabihin na pagod. Para maalis yung pagod, may sekreto. Arturo, anong sekreto para maalis yung pagod ni wife? Testing nga, testing.
Paglalambing po.
Yun, ang galing ni Art. Saan mo natutunan yan, Art?
Sa kay Ses din po.
Very good. Yan ang magpapatanggal ng pagod niya. Kung baga sa sasakyan, bagong mo sakyan, anong ginagawa sa sasakyan? Then, sino ba yung lalaki isa? Nico, anong ginagawa sa sasakyan bago sakyan? Nico.
Naglalambingin ho.
Diba? Kinukondisyon yung sasakyan bago sakyan. Di ba? O, lalambingin muna para matanggal yung pagod. Okay? Wives, do not reject your husband. Pag nireject nyo yan, nilalambing ka na nga, nire-reject mo pa, the next time around, nireject mo uli, pwede ka naman, wala ka namang period, the next time around, i-reject mo yan, pangatlong beses i-reject mo yan, hindi na interesado sa'yo. So be careful with that. I'm giving you this warning ngayon pa lang. Kasi pag nag-aaway na kayo, if we don't tell this, hindi ka na makikinig. Kapag nag-aaway na kayo, wala nang gustong makinig sa inyo. Okay? We're talking by experience. So we have to tell this to you. Dahil dito nagsisimula ang problema din ng bawat mag-asawa. Itong issue ng sex nito. Okay? Number 4. The need to feel productive. Who will read this now? Sino na next? Dance, nakapagbasa ka na ba? Lalaki ba to si Dance? Dance?
The need to feel productive. Men can gain deep levels of satisfaction, energy, and self-respect from what they produce daily through their career and or service. Men want to know their work is making a positive difference. Affirm your husband's work inside and outside the home, and look for ways to encourage and support his endeavors.
Thank you, Dance. Pangangailangan din ito ng bawat lalaki, lalo na kapag nagpamilya na. Maghahanap lagi yan ng desire to accomplish everything. No? And they want some affirmation from the boss, from the superior, and most of the time sa corporate world, agawan ng recognition yan, ano? Agawan ng credit eh. Na-experience ko rin yan eh. Ako yung nagtrabaho, iba yung kumukuha ng credit. No? Hindi man lang ako ni-recognize. And husbands are hindi exempted dyan sa corporate world, sa working environment. Hindi exempted ang husbands dyan. Saan kukunin ng husband? Yung pat in the back, very good job. Saan kukunin? Kung hindi nakuha sa boss, saan kukunin? Sa wife. Okay? Kayo magbibigay niyan, wives. Pag hindi nyo binigay yan, instead, sinisi nyo pa, hindi matutuwa lalo ang husband ninyo. If you do the other way around. Ikaw naman kasi, nabi ko sa'yo, malis ka na dyan eh. Lalo naman pakialam yung boss mo sa'yo eh. Naku, pag ginanyan nyo yung husband nyo, hindi na interesadong ikwento sa inyo kung ano nangyayari sa office niya because alam niya na masisisi lang siya. You are not designed, again, you are not designed to run your husband's life. Ang role mo lang is to what? Affirm your husband's work inside and outside the home. Alam ko naman kaya kita pinakasalan. Alam kong magaling ka dyan. Yun ang gustong marinig ng husband. Hindi yung sisisihin pa siya. I believe in you. Sige lang. Balang araw, magtatayo tayo sarili natin business. At ako lagi yung pupuri sa'yo. Hindi ang boss mo. Iwanan natin yung boss mo na yan. Yun ang gustong marinig ng husband. Encouragement. Okay? Hindi blaming. Number 5. Who's next? Sino na?
The need to feel strong. Every little boy wants to grow up and be a superhero, and grown men still hold those same desires to be strong and heroic. Regardless of how much or little we can bench press or the size of our love handles, we want to feel like powerful protectors of our families. A wife's words and actions have the power to make a husband feel like a hero. So build him up and help him become the best version of himself.
Thank you. Thank you. Dahil nararamdaman ng lalaki, mga husbands naturally to be a protector of the home, ganun din yung hindi exempted sila eh na sa discouragement, sa trabaho, sa outside, na-discourage siya. Siyempre, uuwi yan lulugo-lugo. Uuwi yan na nanlalambot. Hindi kami exempted dyan eh. We also feel the same way. Yung mga na-frustrate kami sa nakikita namin. So pag umuwi ng bahay, expected niya, the wife will make him a hero again. No? Kagaya nung sinabi natin sa item number 4, yung last slide. A wife's words and actions have the power to make a husband feel like a hero again. Build him up. Okay? Do not frustrate your husband. Do not blame your husband. That's a form of disrespect. So again, in this book, they made the studies that men or the husbands get angry to this situation. Ano to? Nagging. Husbands hate a very noisy wife. Kapag maingay ang wife sa bahay, hindi agad uuwi ang husband. Hihintay niyan matulog ka na. Gusto niyo ba yun? Yung hinihintay ka ng husband mo makatulog bago siya umuwi. Okay? Huwag niyo hayaan mangyari yan. Dapat gawin niyong excited laging umuwi ang husband ninyo sa maabutan niya sa inyong bahay. Because after working hard in a day, saan ba gustong pumunta ng husband? Di ba sa bahay lang? Kapag frustrations ang naabutan niya sa bahay, saan siya pupunta? Magpapalipas ng oras yan kung kani-kanino, kung saan-saan. Okay? So wag maging maingay sa bahay. Sabi nga doon sa Proverbs ni King Solomon, ang maingay na babae daw ay pinababagsak ang isang tahanan. Okay? Andun yan. No respect to husband's time at work, family members or friends. Kung alam mo namang nasa work, igalang ang oras ng trabaho ng husband. Pag-aari ng employer ang 8 to 5 niya. Ang pag-aari lang niya, break periods. So do not disturb your husbands, lalo na kung alam mo nasa work. Pag nagpaalam pupunta sa kaibigan, kamag-anak, pagbigyan. Baka yun ang me time niya. Okay? Kung makakasama ka, di sumama ka. Galit ang mga lalaki sa magastos na asawa. Kahit pa sarili niyong pera yan, sabi ko sa inyo, magre-react yan kung order ka ng order online without his approval. Ang dami mo ng sapatos, umorder ka na naman ng sapatos. Ang dami mo ng bag, may bagong bag ka na naman. Okay? So beware, ha? Wives, lack of trust to your husband, pagtiwalaan, huwag magtunog investigador. Kung nagbo-volunteer naman ng information yung husband mo. Pag sinabi ng husband mo na ayoko na, titigil ko na tong bisyo ko, pagtiwalaan mo yun, huwag mong pagdudahan. Okay? So dami na ng marriage problems na nabasa namin sa korte. Ito yung mga hindi nagagawa kasi nga hindi naman naituturo ito. Kung ano-ano tinuturo. Kaya maswerte kayo ha, dito kayo sa amin. A disorganized home is a sign of dishonoring your husband. Make your home a very excited place for your husband to come home early. Okay? Huwag kayong aalis nang hindi rin nagpapaalam sa husband niyo because pananagutan niya kayo anuman mangyari sa inyo. Okay? Responsibility niya kayo, wives. He has to have his consent before going anywhere. Hindi yung, nandito pala ako sa friend ko ha for your info. Do not do that. It's a form of disrespect to your husband. Okay? Now, in one word, what is your husband's greatest need? Ano kaya yung one word na yan? Pag dinagdugtong-dugtong natin, according to the design of the husband. Daniela, do you know the answer? Want to guess, Daniela? Daniela, are you there? Hello? Sino fiancé ni Daniela? Nawawala din? Mary Eleanor, please. In one word, your husband's greatest need is what?
Respect.
Wow, ang galing naman. Respeto ang exact word na sinabi sa Bible na pangangailangan ng inyong husband. It's there in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 33. Galing ni Mary Eleanor, ho? Napapagtagpi-tagpi na niya. Ano ang pangangailangan ng wives? Love. Nandun yan. If we check the relationship law, it's there in Ephesians 5:25 hanggang 33. Nandiyan ang relationship law. Pagkakadesign ng male and female. Respect means not yelling or shouting at your husband. Not sarcastic. Not being sarcastic to your husband. Bahagi ng respeto yan. Mararamdaman ng husband niya na sarcastic ka sa kanya. Okay? Hindi ka nakakausapin yan. Not ignoring your husband. Do not. Ladies, do not ignore your husband. Yung mga efforts na ginagawa niya para sa iyo. Kung gusto mong ma-preserve ang inyong family, ang inyong relationship. Not insulting your husband. Do not insult your husband. Okay? That's a mortal sin to him dahil nga yun ang pangangailangan niya. Validated by science at hindi ka rin magdadabog sa harapan ng husband mo. That's part of the respect. So wives, you're not designed to rule over your husband. Again, hindi yan ang role mo. Hindi yan ang purpose mo. Hindi yan ang trabaho mo. Let your husband do his job. Okay? So any questions so far? We're coming to a close. Sino ang pre-K na sa inyo? Ilan kayong pre-K na?
Kami po ni Princess.
Kami
Yan.
po.
Ni Adrian.
Yeah, I think marami sa inyo pre-K na. Yung for civil marriage lang, pwede nang mag-exit right after my conclusion, right after my closing remarks. Yung for pre-K na, mag-break lang kayo ng mga 10 minutes. Then, Reverend Father John Peter Bisescon will enter the Zoom room for your pre-K na. It will just be a more or less 1 hour lang. Hindi siya lalampas ng 1 hour. The marriage design, yung ipipresent niya according to the Catholic Church. Okay? May silang presentation niya doon. Ako yung mas maraming oras talaga na pinipresent. So no one knows the product well other than the one who made the product. Wives, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. It's written in Colossians. Paikot-ikot lang yan, paulit-ulit lang yan. Submit yourselves to your husband. Ngayon, kino-question ito ng society. Anong submit? Modern na tayo ngayon. Kaya yung submission na yan, it covers a lot of areas. Kasama dyan yung sinabi ko kanina, submit to his vision. Kasama dyan yung pag mainit ang ulo ng husband mo, huwag mong sabayan. Dahil siguradong magsasabong kayo. Kaya ang sabi ng Diyos, please, submit yourselves to your husband. Bakit? Hindi siya papayag na i-correct mo din siya. Hindi rin siya papayag na sinesermonan mo siya. Ruler mo nga yan eh. Ako sa sermonan mo. Di ba? Mortal sin sa lalaki yan. Galit ang husband, huwag ka na makipagbangayan. Tumahimik ka na lang muna at pagkalmado na rin siya, doon kayo magkakausap ng maayos. Kasi the more na sinasabayan mo ang galit niya, the more na hindi huhupa yan. The more na mararamdaman niya, laban ka ng laban. At baka mauwi kayo sa domestic violence. Baka sa sobrang gigil nyo sa isa't isa, magbatuhan kayo ng mga gamit nyo. At yan ang gustong-gusto ng mga kapitbahay. Gusto nila yan. Di ba? Hindi pa tatawag ng pulis yung mga yan. Hihintayin nilang may matumba sa inyong dalawa. Yung mga kapitbahay. Okay? Husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. Kaya naman pala, hindi pwedeng maging harsh sa mga babae. Bakit? Sabi ng science, they are emotional. Naintindihan nyo na ngayon? Ha? Guys? So, 5 simple ways to honor your husband like a king. Ha? Simple ways to honor your husband like a king. From the book, Mag-asawa di biro. Masahe ang husband. Habang namumuhunan siya para pagandahin kayo, ikaw naman yung magmamasahe sa kanya para hindi na siya gagastos, lalabas para magpamasahe sa ibang tao. O, baka mamaya may extra service pang ibigay yung magmamasahe sa kanya. Ha? Sir, kailangan niya ng extra service. Patay tayo dyan. Clean his ears and cut his nails. Give facial treatment personally. Give him a spa treatment personally. Ikaw ang gagawa nito, wives, sa husband mo. Ha? Hindi ibang babae. Okay? Prepare his personal things. Honor his decisions. Pray for his work and support his calling. From the book, Mag-asawa di biro by Vic and Evelyn Garcia. So, animals do not violate their nature. Ang mga lalaking animals, hindi nakikipag-away yan sa mga babae. Napansin nyo? Laging lalaki to lalaki lang yung nag-aaway sa mga animals. They don't violate their nature. So, huwag kayong makikipag-away sa lalaki. Lalo-lalo sa husband nyo. Huwag kayong makikipag-away sa stranger na lalaki. Dahil hindi papayag yung husband ninyo na mura-murahin kayo, sigaw-sigaw kayo ng ibang lalaki. Mapapahamak ng wala sa oras yung inyong husband. Okay, brides? Kakaintindihan tayo, ha? Do not fight any man. Para hindi malagay sa alanganin ng inyong husband. Ha? Yung pagiging maldita ninyo, huwag nyo dalhin sa marriage, ha? Iwan nyo yan. Okay? So, I'd like to close this presentation. Time check, it's 3:47. Para may break pa kayo before you meet Father John, Tito Siscon. Dito na tayo. Tandaan ninyo na bakit kayo pinag-isa ng Diyos? Bakit kayo kailangan magpasakop sa Diyos? Because produkto niya kayo, again, yung pinasok nyong obligasyon, yung decision ninyo, ay binigay ng Diyos sa inyo yan. Yung freedom to decide for yourselves. Kung gusto mo maging happy, yan ang produkto ng decision mo. That's why you are getting married, because alam mo magiging masaya ka. God gave you that freedom to choose kung sino pakakasalan mo. Pero make sure lang na ginawa mo yung obligasyon mo in choosing your right partner by consulting with him. Lord, siya na ba? Dapat at this time, na-confirm niya na yan. Bago nyo sinet yung wedding day ninyo, na-confirm na niya sa sarili ninyo, na kinonsulto niya na ang Diyos, Lord, is this the right man? Lord, is this the right woman for me? Yun ang reason bakit nagagalit ang Diyos kay Adam. Sumuway siya eh. Hindi niya muna kinonsulta ang Diyos. Lord, paano ba to? Eh, yun pa naman yung unang-unang bilin sa kanya. So when you decided to get married, pinag-isa kayo ng Diyos. Bakit kayo pinag-isa? In flesh and spirit, you are owned by God. Why? Bakit niya kayo pinag-isa? Because He was seeking godly offspring. Your Creator expects you to produce godly offspring. Just imagine the world full of ungodly people, which is already happening. So in your next generation, gusto mo ng peaceful life, gusto mo ng prosperous life, the ball is in your hands. Okay? It's in your hands, sa inyong dalawa. Harvard University conducted a 75-year study on adults that the happiest and healthiest people on earth are those who invested in their relationships. Where? At home, with their relatives, and in the community. So laging mauuna ang home. Pag hindi maayos ang relationship sa loob ng bahay, huwag kang lalabas ng bahay to establish relationship with others. Unahin mo muna sa loob ng bahay. Doon ka muna mag-i-invest with your spouse, with your children, before you make or before you establish relationship in the community. Start it in your home. Before you invest a good relationship with your relatives or friends, start it with your home, from your home. Okay? So when you follow all these principles na pinag-aralan natin, the design of marriage, naintindihan nyo na, you will, in-apply ninyo, you will be likened to a wise man who built his house on the rock. Na kahit anong problema, kahit anong bagyo dumating, you are both standing against trials, against tribulations, against challenges. Kami nga, honestly, hindi kami affected ng pandemic. Honestly, namimigay pa kami. We give to those hindi nakalista, na hindi binibigyan ng DSWD. Umiikot kami para mamigay kami ng bigas, delata, etc. Coming from 10% of our income. We give it directly to them. Okay? So focus on your journey towards the happy family life you both want. How? By staying on course. Stay on your lane. Focus lang sa vision, sa family, sa asawa. Ha? Straight ahead. Okay? Because anything na hindi pa nangyayari ay may control pa kayo. Yung mga nangyayari na, tapos na, wala na kayong control dyan. Yung mga hindi pa mangyayari, ay nasa kamay nyo pa yan. So happy life, happy marriage, happy family is a choice. Pinipili yan. Dinidesisyonan yan. Kung gusto mo ng happy marriage talaga. Kung gusto nyo ng happy family talaga. Desisyonan nyo yan now. Okay? Ako yan with my kids. I make sure that I spend time with them para marami silang magandang memories. Build happy memories with your children on a daily basis. Para hindi kayo nagsisisi later on. Yung mga bagay na hindi nyo nasabi, hindi nyo na-express, di ba? Hindi natin hawak ang buhay natin eh. Hindi natin masabi kung hanggang kailan tayo. So the strong advice lagi of the many experts, kagaya namin who studied life, who found the answers to every life's problem, I do it on a daily basis. Express your love on a daily basis. Express it every day to your spouse and to your children. The ball is in your hands. Gusto mo ng magandang bansa, gusto mo ng matinong bansa, it starts from the family, from the home. So the fate of this world lies in you, husbands, fathers, ha? It's in your hands. Yun lang ang lalaki lang ang kinausap ng Diyos from the very beginning. Sa kanya, sa lalaki niya tinalaga ang pangangalaga ng mundo. And you will start that within your family. So my sincere prayers for the success of your marriage. Guys, maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig at sa inyong attention. Sana marami kayong natutunan. But I will ask for your feedback in a very short while. So, kung nalilito kayo kung nasan ako dyan, nandito ako banda sa gitna, ha? Thank you for your active participation. So, can I ask for your feedback? Maraming salamat muli. Yan. Feedback naman, please. Let's start with Marites and Clement. Your realization after learning all these things. I know you heard this before, but we are putting up the pieces. We are establishing the foundation of your marriage. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for all the time. That was a lot of information that we will have to digest, review, re-listen, and share and analyze. So that's very precious. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Clement. Thank you so much also for choosing us. Marites, you have something to say?
Yeah, marami akong nalaman na obligation ko, magiging obligation ko para sa magiging husband. So, ipapractice ko pa siya. Ipapractice ko na.
Yes. Start it now. Okay? And I don't think na ituturo to ng tama sa inyo sa mga seminar sa City Hall. Because bawal sa kanila yung Bible. Okay? I don't think na ituturo to ng tama. Okay? So, kapag maayos ang presentation, yung pagkakaturo, mas maintindihan ninyo. Diba? Let's hear from others. Raisa and your fiancé, please.
Thank you so much po sa turo ng mga kailangan naming malaman for marriage. Magaling po kayo magsalita. Marami po akong natutunan. And I think this counseling po will help us na may strengthen yung bond namin as husband and wife. Thank you so much po.
Thank you, Raisa. Your groom?
Thank you
Who's your
po.
groom? Ernie?
Thank you din po. Madami po kaming natutunan dito sa tinuro nyo po dahil bata po kami, mga 20 years old pa lang po kasi ako. So madami po akong natutunan sa mga sinabi nyo po. Yun po.
Thank you, Ernie. Arturo, who's your fiancé?
Si Michael Princess po.
Sige, go muna.
Okay po. Well, gusto ko lang din po mag-thank you kasi maraming po ako natutunan and it's a good guide on how to start our marriage life and good guide along the way for the years to come. So, ayun po. Thank you. And very maganda po yung pagkakapresent ng mga itinuro. So, very helpful din talaga po siya. Ayun. Thank you.
Salamat din, Arturo. Mikel, Princess?
Sir, thank you po sa binigay niyo pong pag-counsel sa amin. At ipapractice po namin to hanggang sa mga ilang taon na magkasama kami. And sana mas may pag nagkaroon kami ng family, maisip ulit namin yan. Ibabalikan po namin lahat ng mga natutunan namin, just in case na nakalimutan namin or may something kaming na-miss, ipag-uusapan namin hanggang sa maging okay ulit yung pagsasama namin dalawa.
Yan, nandito lang ako anytime, ha? Napakalat-kalat lang ako sa social media.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Thank you, Mikel. Daniela, and your groom?
Thank you po for that very informative presentation, and we'll keep in mind po lahat ng natutunan today.
Yeah, thank you, Daniela. Who's your groom? Saan si groom?
Si Marcus po.
Marcus Conferido, please. Wala ka ba sa beach now? Baka nagme-me time ka sa beach, ha? Marcus, ha? Are you there? Sige, skip natin. Si ano muna? Si Dance. Dance?
Hello. Gusto ko lang mag-thank you sa lahat. Madami kaming natutunan at sa mga guidance. Thank you. Thank you.
Who's your groom?
Si Aaron.
Aaron. Where are you, Aaron? Aaron, say something.
Baka humahina yung signal niya.
Sheila, please. Sheila Tanchado.
Hi, thank you for the session. But part of my feedback was that we're hoping that we will be tackling the case studies because they're very interesting.
Okay. Sige, very quick lang ha. Who's your groom?
Mac Jason.
Ay,
Yeah, Mac Jason.
for the feedback, thank you, for your time, Papa Jello, for the resource and possible like, refresher along the way. Pero matanong ko lang po, counted po ba to sa seminar for the marriage certificate or sa City Hall po yun talaga?
Oh, counted na to. You can present your certificate sa application ninyo sa marriage license.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, sir.
Kala ko pa naman napakahirap ng tanong.
Hindi naman. Thank you, sir.
Kinervous ako bigla. Okay, thank you, Mac Jason. Jed and Sheena? Jed and Sheena, please.
Hello po. Bale, super informative naman po siya and maganda po yung nalaman po namin yung mga roles as a husband and as a wife. So mas naging clear yun para sa amin. Yun lang. Yun naman. Ikaw naman.
Sheena. Thank you, Jed.
Ayun po, marami rin po akong na-pick up na learnings. Like, tapos, what I like about it is yung na-discuss yung laws of man about marriage and then laws of God about marriage. So, parang yung dalawang yun, mas na-open, na-enlighten kami about marriage and our roles as husband and wife.
Thank you, Sheena. Kasi basta maituro lang sa atin yung tama, we can make the right decision. Di ba?
Yes.
And the right decisions produces the right kind of life. Di ba?
Yes po.
Oh, so yun ang kailangan natin. Yun ang kailangan ng marami nag-aasawa. Thank you, Jed and Sheena. Mary, Eleanor, and Adrian, please.
Hello, good afternoon. Sir, thank you po sa mga teachings ninyo today. And well, magwa 1 year na po kaming civilly wed ni Ellie. Pero may mga bago pa rin po kami natutunan at may mga na-realize kami na I think mga pagkukulang pa namin sa isa't isa na kailangan naming i-improve para maging mas maganda yung pagsasama namin sa future.
Yes, at least may guide ka na, Adrian.
Opo, yun po, we appreciate the refresher, syempre yung about sa Bible, about man and woman, and like kagabi pinanood namin yung movie yung sa assignment, yung family history, and habang nanonood kami, nakapag-discuss kami na baka nga minsan kulang tayo sa communication. So maganda ring experience para sa amin yung panonood ng movie na yun together. Thank you po.
Thank you. Yeah, i-discuss ko rin yan later on. Very quick lang. Thank you, Mary and Adrian. Ernie Mar.
Po.
Who's your fiancé?
Si Raisa po.
Tapos na kayo, no?
Opo.
Okay, thank you. Nico
may
and
tanong
Janice.
lang po ako, sir.
Ernie.
Yung bibigay po bang certificate valid po sa LDS kasi dun po kami magpapakasal, tas yung fiancé ko po kasi Catholic siya.
Valid yan sa marriage license ninyo. Sa simbahan, hindi naman nila tatanggihan. Dati akong bishop sa Mormons, kamo. Saang ward ba kayo?
Okay po. Sige po. Thank you
Saang
po.
ward kayo, Ernie?
Sa ano po kasi ako ngayon yung sa sa Kabagan po ako sa Isabela, pero nasa ano po kasi ako ngayon sa ibang bansa po. So
pero anong ward ninyo? Anong ward mo?
Kabagan po.
Kabagan ward. Okay.
Kabagan ward po. Opo.
Sabihin mo dating bishop yung turo diyan.
Yes po, opo. Will po. Thank you po.
Thank you, Ernie. Nico and Janice, please.
Thank you po sa counseling, makakatulong po yan sa amin bilang buhay mag-asawa.
Salamat sa magandang pag-present. Halatang pinaghandaan yung presentation, madaling intindihin. Marami kami natutunan as a newlywed na couple, and namin to sa pang-araw.
Thank you, Nico. Aaron, tapos ka na ba? Aaron?
Hello?
Isa pala. Oo, tama.
Hindi, oo. Hindi lang ako nakapagsalita kanina kasi napuputol yung connection.
Okay. Sige, go.
Yun nga rin na thank you. Kailangan ko lang din yung link nga kung nasabi ba sa inyo. Yung link nung sa recording, pwedeng i-send nyo sa amin. Kasi
Yes.
may mga part na napuputol sa akin na hirapan ako intindihin.
Okay. Sige, send ko sa iyo, ha?
Okay. Thank you nga pala ulit.
Thank you, Aaron. Now, very quick, i-address ko yung sa case study nyo. Buti pinaalala nyo. Thank you, Sheila, for that. Unahin natin yung mag-asawa na ang description nila sa marriage nila ay napakasaya, no? We were married to si Jaime. Yung first case study, si Jaime and anong pangalan ng babae? Vowsication, violence against women and children case, na si babae yung lumalabas na employer niya. Si lalaki, dating OFW, umuwi para tumulong sa business ni wife. Yan ay yung parang Avon before. Ano ba yun? Boardwalk. Kalakasan ng boardwalk. Ang daming order. So, daming bumibili dyan. Malakas yung kita. And just imagine the situation where the wife is the boss and the husband is the employee. Ano man yung gustong hawakan na cash ni husband ay kontrolado ng wife. So, the husband will malfunction with that setup as I have explained, no? Hindi ganun ang design talaga ng marriage. Kaya kung meron mang magbi-business sa inyo, wives, irespeto mo yung posisyon ng husband mo. Kung ikaw yung nakasulat, nakalista, nakaregister doon sa business, sa'yo papasok yung income, make a way, find a way na mapunta yung pangalan ng husband mo doon. Okay? Na siya magiging in charge. Okay? Put your husband in charge. Now, pag ganoon ang ginawa ng wife sa'yo, husbands, siguraduhin mong aalamin mo yung job description mo, ha? Doon sa business, para hindi ma-frustrate si wife. Otherwise, magte-take over sa position mo yan. Ganon yun. Okay? Iti-take over niya position mo kasi hindi mo pinag-aralan. You have to know lahat ng produkto para maibenta mo ng maayos. Okay? So what happened to their relationship was, nagbago ang ugali ng bawat isa. Nag-malfunction na because of the setup nila Nung nagkasakit yung bayaw or yung kapatid ni lalaki, lumapit sa wife niya, humiram ng pera. Nalala niyo yun? Kasi na-stroke. Ang sagot ni wife, wala akong perang mapapahiram. Ayaw maniwala ni husband. Siguro kung 1,000, 2,000 pesos na halaga, pambiling gamot, baka nakasurvive yung kapatid niya. Yun yung pinaghuhugutan niya. Kaya bigla siyang nagbago. Maliit na halaga lang yung inihiram nung kapatid niya na stroke, na later on namatay. Masakit yun para sa husband. Kaya kung nagsasama silang dalawa, maganda ang business, maayos ang turingan nila sa isa't isa, may pagkain lagi sa mesa, lalayo pa ba ang husband? Lalayo ka pa ba para mag-recruit lang sa Zamboanga? Arturo, kung maayos ang business nyo. Arturo, lalayo ka pa ba? Pupunta ka pa sa Zamboanga?
Hindi na po.
Oo, di ba? Dami-dami marirecruit sa Maynila hindi natin alam, baka naman nung mawalan na sila ng gana sa isa't isa, ito na, nag-i-establish na ng relationship si husband, nagre-ready na siya ng tatakbuhan niya. Okay? Tandaan ninyo, pag nagma-malfunction ng relationship, nagkakaroon na ng reservation. Okay? Pag hindi kami naging okay, dito ako tatakbo. Pag hindi nag-work out yung relationship namin, meron akong pupuntahan. Huwag niyo hayaan dumating sa ganyang point yung inyong relationship. Bakit? Umaapoy na yan. Meron na kayong issue sa isa't isa na hindi na-address. Na dapat na-address noon pa. Kaya doon sa movie ng Family History, walang kamalay-malay si Bitoy. Sobrang sipag sa trabaho di ba? Ang alam lang niya, may asawa siya. Nagigising paggising nila. May asawa siya na tatabi sa kanya pagtulog niya sa gabi. Yun yung routine na araw-araw nilang ginagawa. Na wala siyang kamalay-malay, wala na pala siyang oras na binibigay sa wife niya. Kaya hindi niya alam nangyayari sa wife niya eh. Meron ng umaaligid na salisigang. Kaya pag nagkaroon ng space in between the two of you, pag nagkaroon ng space, diyan papasok yung mga salisigang. Gustong-gusto ng mga salisigang yan. Okay? Bakit? Saan nagsimula yung is na yan? Because of not talking to other. Not giving quality time to each other. Yung mga diniscuss nating needs, I don't think they know that. Kasi hinayaan nilang mangyari. If you know that, hahayaan mo bang mangyari? Because you have the knowledge, uy, teka muna, parang may nakikita na akong danger sa relationship namin pinag-aralan namin to. Teka muna, I have to call his attention. Wait, please, let's talk. Please sit down. Usap tayo. Ay, bakit po? Meron akong nararamdaman hindi maganda Tama ba ito naririnig ko? Na meron daw office mate kang lumalandi sa'yo? Tama ba to? Paki-address mo naman. No, wag mo lang hintayin na hulihin mo pa. Okay? Hulihin mo pa, di skandalo pa yung ginawa mo. Don't be emotional, no? When you are confronted with a situation, don't be emotional. Upo muna, isip muna. Teka muna, isip muna ako. Nalaman ko na merong lumalandi sa asawa ko. Anong gagawin ko? Lulusob ba ako agad doon? Bugbugin ko ba yung lalaki? O bubugbugin ko ba yung babae? Sasabunutan ko kagad pagdating ko doon? Teka muna, ano mangyayari after? Wala na trabaho si husband. Di pala, hindi mo pa muna pinakinggan yung side ng husband mo bago ka umaksyon. No? Natural lang siguro na malandi yung babaeng yun. Regalo ng regalo. Okay, you have to check with your husband first before reacting. Check with your wife first before reacting. Okay? Doon mo kailangan i-apply yung knowledge. Ano bang meron sa dalawang yan? Check ko nga yung cellphone ng husband ko. Ito itong babaeng ito, nilalandi husband ko. You talk to your husband first before talking to that woman. Sino yan? Okay. At wag yung atake style. Wag yung nasa attack mode ka na. When you deal with your husband. Okay? Wag yung beast mode ka kagad, ha? Wives? Kalma muna, kalma. Okay, kalma. Pag kalmado ka na, habang nagdi-dinner kayo, o pagkatapos ng dinner, pakainin mo muna, ha? Bago kayo mag-usap. Okay? Pagka nakakain na, kalmado na, oy, alam mo may problema ako, honey. Di ba, ando pa rin dapat yung tawagan yung lambing Kung babe, honey, darling yung tawagan ninyo, huwag niyong alisin yun. Honey, I have something in mind. What is that? Di ba? Kung kalmado ang intro mo, kalmado rin yung ibibigay sa yung response. Pinag-aaralan din yung strategy dyan. Get knowledge on how to deal with a conflict. Ha? Suntuweds? Ano pa? Ano pang case study natin? Yung link dun sa smart parenting. Pag hindi kayo magkaanak, isa sa inyo, hindi magkaanak, talagang problemang lalabas yan later on. Kaya nga sa US, merong isang state doon, I think sa Kansas, na before they give marriage license, they require a medical certificate. Maybe because maraming divorce, because hindi nagkakaanak yung mag-asawa. Kaya they require a medical certificate telling na capable kang mabuntis. At yung lalaki naman, capable kang mambuntis o makabuntis. There is a requirement like that. Sa atin, walang ganon. So, i-address nyo na yan. Medically, no? Get the opinion of doctors. Para hindi nyo yan maging problema balang araw. So, look at that situation. Nakahanap ng solusyon. Ibang babae yung aanakan niya. Mahirap sa babae yun, mahirap sa wife yun. Yung ganon. Walang tatanggap nun. Kung may tatanggap nun, masakit sa kalooban niya yun. Dahil yung diferensya ay nasa kanya. Masakit sa kalooban niya yun. Dadali niya yun for the rest of her life. Ladies, na-address ko ba lahat ng concern? Sheila? Okay na? Andiyan pa ba kayo? Picture naman tayo. So any questions? Any questions?
Wala naman po.
Wala na. Clear na
Wala
lahat,
na
ha?
po.
Sana hindi ko mabalitaan balang araw na nag-aaway kayo, ha? Hindi normal sa mag-asawa ang nag-aaway. Huwag kayong papayag, huwag niyong tatanggapin yun. Dapat palitan natin yun. Normal sa mag-asawa ang nag-uusap ng tamang tono at tamang volume. Okay? Very clear? Clear na, ha? Tamang tono, tamang tono, tamang volume. Walang tataas ng tono, walang lalakas ng volume. Okay? So picture tayo. Kaway-kaway. Nico, Janice, paki-open naman video. Dance, Daniela, Mac Jason. Yan, Raisa. Mac Jason, Marcus. Tapos ka na ba mag-beach? Open naman video. Yan. O, wala pa si Marcus. Picture. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks again, guys. Thanks again, Suntuwed. So, pahinga muna kayong konti, ha? Bago natin pasukin si Father JP. Yung, kahit 3 minutes, 5 minutes lang, ha? Naka-ready na siya, eh. Yung for civil marriage na pre-marriage counseling lang, pwede na mag-exit. Ha? Sino ba yon?
Kami
I think
po
isa
yun.
lang yun, eh. Ernie Mar, I think isa lang yun.
Opo.
So, thank you,
Yeah.
Ernie, ha?
Thank you
Kami
po.
po,
then-
may pre-canon na po kami.
Meron na kayo, Daniela?
Opo.
Oh, sige, you can exit the screen now. Father JP will enter anytime from now, ha? Mag-CR break, water break muna kayo, ha? Papasok na siya sa screen. Yeah, I think you need to enter again, ha? Enter kayo uli. I will end this Zoom. Pasok kayo uli, ha? Marites, Clement. I think
Okay.
you are not a church wedding, right? Marites, Clement?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're church.
Yeah, you can exit the screen now. Thank you, Marites and Clement.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope see you soon. Yeah, hope see you soon.